Excellent. The stream has begun. And as per usual, I will simply wait to get the live stream link. Come on. Streamed 8 seconds ago. That's pretty good. Beauty. Tweeted. And then soon to be retweeted. How do I retweet? There we go. Icons instead of words. We're going back to the time of the ancient Egyptians, where it's hieroglyphics. All right, anyway. All right, so it has been a while since we played last due to personal emergencies and Canadian Thanksgiving. Thankfully not combined. That'll be the last time my father ever uses an electric carving knife. But I'm joking. It's just a joke. But we're back. Oh, thank you, Squee. I'm glad you're still with me. So since it has been a little bit of some time, do you guys mind if I do a bit of a recap to kind of start your brains going?
Go for it.
Hell yeah.
Don't mind at all, yeah.
Okay. So last session, when we last left off, you, of course, are in the midst of trying to find this fabled golden rabbit, one of the many objects known as the transmundane, powerful magical items that actually break through this strange miasma that's covering the sable dimension which you're currently in. Color breaking through the black and white and sepia tone exterior. While doing so, in order to hunt down the golden rabbit, which was sculpted by an individual named Eugene Neal, the clues to find the golden rabbit are found in his previous works, 7 other statues. One's a rhino and a turtle, is already in the possession of your new ally, Frank Patterson, a bizarre and perhaps mentally touched recluse with a penchant for sneezing powder and an elephant gun. Regardless, another such object was an ox that was in the Antiquarian Art Gallery and Museum. And it was here that you staged a bit of, we'll say some intrigue. Talking with the floor manager, Hugo Montoyes, you arranged a private tour in which you paid him underneath the table to have the antiquarian to yourselves that evening. And initially, the idea was simply to case out the joint, see what our options there might be in order to acquire, either legally or less than legally, this ox statue. Well, while during the tour, Frank Patterson, being a half-drunk recluse out on the town, started to act out, and Hugo Montoyes asked him to leave. In doing so, Tom, Ellie, and Frank Patterson decided to not completely vacate the area, but after keeping Frank safe in a nearby trunk, Tom and Ellie did a little bit of sneak thievery, getting to the back office, melting the locks to both the emergency exit door and a safe found in the office, and sure enough found a variety of items, including incriminating documentation, apparently addressed to the owners of the Antiquarian, an Angus and Rose Mackenzie, the missing tail off the bull statuette, and in addition, a strange silver coin that had the picture of a rabbit on one side and an inscription involving saying something akin to, actually saying exactly, honorary members of the Order of the Lapine. Scooping all this incriminating and intriguing information up, including the missing tail, they made a quick exit. They finished the tour, said goodbye to Hugo Montoyes, and the rest of the group quickly shuttled Frank Patterson back safe to his little mansion townhouse, in which you then returned to the Rhapsody. Did I miss anything important there, my friend? Obviously, it did. There's a lot of exposition in the museum as well, but it's just a quick summary. Figured we'd touch on all the major stuff. Any questions?
Not from me.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Okie dokie.
Nope.
Awesome. We're good. Okie dokie. So with that, I was thinking of just doing some very quick narrative things. You guys have returned to the Rhapsody, but it's only about 8 o'clock in the evening. At this point, your nightclub, which you own / live in, is in full swing. Many of your friends, Alicia, August, Marlis, Ezex, Basilisk, are all working their attended posts, serving customers as they come in. I was thinking of just winding things at the end of the night once the Rhapsody nightclub and bar and restaurant actually closes, so everyone can kind of get together and figure out their next moves. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. And another little narrative thing as well, because this is going to be important going forward, and already you guys have asked a few questions in regards to this. You own a nightclub. You obviously have some form of income. So I can say, well, your entire team kind of meets up at the end of the day upstairs in kind of a little kitchenette living room area on the second floor of the Rhapsody. Getting together. Alicia, August, and Marlis Stotch have been going together and doing some accounting, checking the books, and after calculating all their expenses, such as property taxes, paying for the inventory, paying for the food and liquor, paying for the band, of course, after factoring all that in, they're able to kind of give you an update every single night on how much profit that they make and what to do with this profit, since you guys, the core group, are the ones who actually owned the Rhapsody in the first place, the original spaceship. They think it's only fair that you have a large say as to what should happen to it, whether it gets all divvied out amongst the group equally or if it's put into a kind of group fund. Suffice to say, the amount of money that you make per night depends. This is a nightclub and entertainment establishment, so obviously the weekends are going to be jiving, and in the middle of the week, such as Wednesday night, in which it is right now, doesn't make quite as much money. But I will tell you this: this night in game, you made $75 profit on Wednesday. Now Wednesday they start to see a decline in traffic. In addition, Ezex saw Patrick juggling a couple days ago, and he decided he should try to take it up, do some bartending tricks. Unfortunately, he had to choose some of the choicest brandy that was in the establishment. So after factoring all those broken bottles, thankfully Alicia stopped him after he got to the 8th one, the end profit is $75. The 3 previous nights in which you've been here and checking out has made $150, $200, and your grand opening was $500 in profit. Your big grand opening gala was quite a bit. So give me 2 seconds. 150 plus 75, which means right now, currently in cash profit, you have $925, and every night you'll get an update. In addition, if you guys want, you don't have to do any micromanaging or anything like that, but if you want to change things up with the Rhapsody, change staff, change style, change entertainment, change clientele, you let me know, and we can kind of do that narratively speaking. Obviously, too, if you want to use that underground still to make your own liquor and kind of sell it as like a home brew in the bar, that might save you some money on bartending costs. It's all up to you guys what you want to do and how much you want to be involved in. But right now, $925 1930s. Groovy?
Yeah.
Buy the whole state.
How
That's
much
a lot.
I was gonna say-
State.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how much did we bribe the guy to get the tour at the museum?
$10.
Or $10.
$10?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So hold on.
Give me a second. 1930. I just money conversion to now. I just have to calculate the value of $1 in 1930 is equal to $14 now. So 925 times 14 is $12,950 equivalent. That you made in 4 days.
All
I'm in the
right.
wrong profession.
It's the equivalent of you actually paying that Hugo Montoya is $140.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah.
No wonder he was like, "Yeah, let's do this. Let's close everything down."
It's just, I really like this. I really kind of like this setting too because it's familiar, but so far removed, it's still kind of like, it's like we're using a whole new currency, right? Which is really interesting.
Makes sense.
I will say, guys, we also have to remember this is business profit. We have to pay our employees and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Oh no, this is after factoring
This is after
the payment
everything.
for the band and the restaurant, everything like that. The only
Yeah.
people that doesn't pay is, your NPC friends, Bear, McLaughlin, Alicia, Ezek.
And we don't call them employees. We call them family.
All
Yeah,
right,
this
we're
is
not
essentially our
factoring the
slush fund.
family profit.
Well, right. No,
Family
I was thinking maybe like a half and half thing. Like we have a group fund and then everyone gets a certain portion. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm fine evenly split between us and the NPCs. I know that's not RPG decor, but I think that's a good way to do it.
Realistic for the setting, sure.
Yeah.
Well, if you want,
Okay.
I can split things up.
Yeah, if you're up to doing that, Burn, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I'll do that.
What do you guys think? Maybe like 30-40% in a communal fund and then just split the rest up?
Sure.
If
Or
Burns is willing to do
25%
the
or-
math, yeah.
I'll do the
Yeah.
math.
I appreciate it.
She's like, as long as I know how to do the math.
Yeah.
sounds
Just to tell me what number I got, that's all I need to know.
70% split 11 different ways. Don't worry about it.
Oh, God.
Okay, so with that settled, is there anything you guys? Because I'm planning on moving the next scene to the next morning. I have kind of a scene idea with a few NPCs to kind of get this session rolling. But is there anything you want your characters to do overnight, like tonight? During the evening or overnight as they're resting or not resting, up to you. I want to just throw it to you before you throw it back to me.
I have something.
Sure.
And I would like to suggest, in character, narratively, maybe we should hide the coin and the letters and everything in the golden place as long as we can. Like, if the cooldown is up and all that. Because...
It has been 24 hours since you last used Magic's Patrick backpack. No, Patrick's magical backpack. So you're able to access it, sure. Just know that you won't be able to retrieve it in another 24 hours. And it might be important, it might not. Who knows?
I see... What I'm thinking is we created a situation with the whole stealing of the statue, and I think because of that they're going to be on high alert and immediately suspect us, and I think having those not at the Rhapsody would be a better idea, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Because if we do that, then we can literally say, hey, we don't have it here. We don't even know what you're talking. Go ahead and go
somewhere
through.
else.
No, we wouldn't say that, but we
Damn
could
it.
say, go ahead and go
I don't know what
through.
you're talking about.
We will allow you access to go through the entire building if you want.
Sure.
I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
preemptive.
No, we won't.
The,
We're not going to let them see the med bay.
What,
Well,
what
within
if
reason.
We have,
Yeah.
what if they ask for Uncle
Uncle Frank?
Frank?
Guess we'll have to find out.
We'll have to
Yes.
find out.
You could say that he ran into
Yeah, what
the
happened?
woods.
Got hit by a bus.
In the woods. He's with nature now. He's good.
Wait. If we absolutely had to, we do have that thing that can change someone's face. I'm not saying it's ideal, but someone could look like Uncle Frank.
I'll do it. I'll bite that bullet.
Well, we won't cross that road until you get there.
Uncle Frank
so
with
it
big
looks like
breasts. That's
Uncle
someone's
Frank,
kink.
you're hot. Sorry, that just reminds me of Robin Hood Men in Tights. So Robin, you lost your arms in battle, but you
Oh,
grew some
big
nice
boobs.
boobs. Sorry. Anyway, enough digression. So Patrick, since you are in possession of the backpack, are you a-okay putting the coin in the documents? Obviously, the tail and the bull statuette is safe over at Frank Patterson's house, kind of in his little hideaway bathtub vault. But those two items, are you okay popping them in there?
Oh yeah.
Groovy. All right, that's taken care of. Anything else you guys want to deal with the overnight before I get us rolling with the new scene?
Ellie's gonna be hiding in the attic.
Okay.
Or some equivalent.
I was about to say, there isn't an attic, so to speak. However, on the very top level, there's this little crawl space that you can squeeze yourself into.
Perfect.
Do I want to ask why, or should I just let it happen?
She knows that they're after her now. They're not just after Frank, they're after her as well.
It makes perfect sense. I'm just mentally picturing it now. Okay.
So
anything else? Mhm.
well, if she's in the attic, there's no real chance one of us would just happen by her.
No,
Right?
She's really in there. She's like a cat
Yeah.
that got behind a wall.
So it's not like it's one of those, what are you doing? No, you probably just wouldn't even see her.
Good.
Actually, Al might go to Patrick at some point. And he'd be like, hey, Patrick.
Yeah.
I have a question about this time period. And I know that none of us know a whole lot, but you know more than any of us. You're my best shot to answering it.
Okay. I will warn you. I didn't mean to send the. What's your question first and foremost?
What? How do they view people giving medical license to do so?
All right, out of character. I heard medical license to do so.
Yeah.
Same.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. How do they handle people who provide medical care who may not exactly have a license to do so?
Patrick stops for a second. I think you may have answered your question.
Well, I mean, but is it like it's just frowned upon, or it's a you go to jail type of?
I guess I'm gonna have to make a roll, but I don't think it's gonna be too
I'd like
hard.
you to make a roll. Yeah. Just a standard. You just no bonuses, but also no penalties.
I'm assuming this is.
And, it's culture, so I would
yeah.
say anthropology.
Yeah, I should probably stop asking that because that is the same roll percentage.
It's
So I
okay.
could...
No. That's a good habit to get into, Pip.
Okay.
All right. Yes, you would know that is a big crime. You would
So
be jail
Patrick would explain. Yes, they have an organized government, so paperwork's pretty important.
Yes. If there's one thing
Right.
governments are good at doing, it's keeping paperwork.
Okay, well, there goes that idea. All right, thanks, Patrick.
No problem. And I say I'm sorry to Tom. I didn't.
What?
And no, Blink,
Why?
specifically Blink.
What? Why?
Wasn't that the? Okay,
I
out of
killed
character.
her.
Wasn't
Yeah, no, out of
Patrick
character, I
point-
know what you mean. Out of character,
Okay.
I know what you mean, but Al
in
wouldn't
character you
think
don't.
that way.
Mm,
Yeah, exactly. Al would be like, why apologize to Blink?
Because I don't know if you know, but I accidentally sent her to like a.
Oh, that. No, I mean, Patrick, none of us know much about this place. You can't be expected to know everything. I doubt she blames you for it at all. I don't think there's any reason to apologize.
Still apologize if you do see her, because I'm most likely.
I will pass on your sentiment.
Okay, thank you. As he then continues working, probably just stuck in the radio area. Because he's like slowly like taking apart and putting back together things in that spot.
Okay, so you're kind of taking them apart and putting them back together to see how they work, so you can repair them if necessary. You're not currently operating them or going through any sort of bands or trying to do any sort of decoding, right?
That's right.
Okay, great. That's good to know.
If Al does see Blink at some time, he'd probably pass on the sentiment and say, I think Patrick's really eaten up about that.
Sure. At some point, Blink will flag Patrick down and tell her that she's already forgot about it. She got a nice painting out of it, and she wasn't offended at all. And besides, after what happened with the museum and this whole golden rabbit thing, it seems pretty small potatoes in comparison. So it's water off a duck's back.
I'm sorry. And what was it called? What was the place called? The type of photo shoot they went to?
Oh, a boudoir. They're boudoir photos or cupcake photos.
Boudoir. No, cupcake photos, right? So Al would like think about it after talking to Blink, then he would track down Julia and say, "Don't ever do cupcake photos."
Okay.
Just ever.
Looks to Yasmin. You can do it though. I don't care for you.
He wouldn't explain. He
nuts.
purposely.
Go all cupcake if you want.
He purposely would not explain any more than he has to, but he would just say, "Don't."
Sure. She would want to follow up question, but seeing his face, she's quote unquote seeing his face.
Right.
She knows to follow up. Okie dokie. Tom Byrne has already very aptly figured out the totals. So it's $277.50 in the communal fund for emergencies or group necessities. And each person has a crisp there's no such thing as a $40 bill. Two $20 bills and 69 cents. Okay. Cool. I'm assuming you guys can still hear me. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Here's a question.
I was just doing math.
Yeah. What's
Would
up,
they still
Spyro?
be familiar with words like green? Like we're in the black or show me your green? Or...
now that is an interesting question.
That would be easy to figure out just in idle conversation. So
it is. And this is the interesting. They still use that parlance. They still say seeing red or in the green or in the black. You haven't asked someone being like, can you show me what red is to you? But they do use that in their language for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. Okay, anything else, my friends?
Not I.
Not I?
No, I'm good.
All right. Fantastic. Then let me set the stage for you in the morning. You still new to this new dimension. One couldn't say that any of you have a usual routine, but you do typically get up in the morning, and perhaps due to everything that's going on, you don't sleep until, let's say, 11 o'clock or noon. And it is also fair to say that much of the time you use the kind of kitchen area to get some grub, get something to eat. And it's a kind of good local area where kind of everyone meets up with each other. Is this a fair assumption?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So as you begin to gather, coming in from your separate bedrooms, getting dressed, getting cleaned up, getting something to eat, sure enough, you hear the little paws of Ezex moving up the stairs from the lower half, the main floor of the Rhapsody, up to the second floor. He pokes his head into the kitchen. He looks around. He goes, I went down to check on something. Well, me and Basilisk went down to check on something. That's not important. The important thing is that there's a guy waiting for you. He says he's some sort of detective. He says you're expecting him. Is that true, or should me and Basilisk give him the boot?
Ellie runs back up to the crawl space.
Patrick.
Bye,
Um, Patrick
what did
starts...
you do this session? My character hit in the crawl space. Sorry,
This is just cat mode.
Sorry,
Patrick starts asking, like, he basically starts asking, like, a description of what the private eye that we hired, like, does he have, like, this hair? Is he this tall? Is it a dude? So on and so forth.
Right. Yeah, Ezex confirms it is a male. He looks in his late 30s, early 40s. Lean, narrow face, dark hair, dark eyes, brimmed hat, long jacket, smokes a lot. And from the sounds of it, it does sound like the Delaney private eye that you did hire.
Okay. Patrick does say is most likely the private eye that we hired.
Oh, okay. So I'll tell him you're going to come on down?
Yeah.
He wants to see the people who hired him. He wants to see all the people who hired them. I mean, we'll just tell him to wait then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see you down there. Ezek says, and he begins to like make a snort or a Fleming noise, like he's about to spit out a loogie. But Marlis Stotch is eating breakfast with you all too, and he gives a dirty look towards Ezex, and Ezex just spits it in his hand and just wipes it on his clothes before going back downstairs. Gross.
Yeah.
Hey, where did Mila go? I mean, Ellie.
August is entering the room. He says, I saw her like run like hell up to the top floor, I think. To her bedroom? I don't know. She looked worried.
Yeah.
Is everything okay?
She heard the word detective, I think, and got scared. Someone might be. Maybe we should tell her it's our detective.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go tell her. And Al will go up to her room.
She is not in her room.
No, she is not. Has no tracking capabilities. He'll just be like really loud, Ellie.
How close
you
is
here
Ellie's
somewhere?
room to the crawl space?
See, here's the thing. You're still a ways away, but the problem is you have excellent hearing, so you can hear Al's muffled Ellie, even though he is 3 rooms away and like through 4 walls.
Ellie will then shout at the top of her lungs, Al!
Is it loud enough to hear?
You know what? I'm gonna leave it between your characters.
Sure. Okay. I'll say like a muffled, like Al just like gets confused. He starts looking like upwards and around, and
She'll just keep repeating herself until you can like track her voice.
Perfect.
Gets more and more confused as he goes up into the crawl space. And like you see his head pop up, look around, see like maybe old form. Ellie, what?
Shh. They can't know we're here, Al, or even that we're talking. They know, Al. They know all about the transmundane, and I know too much. You know too much.
Right. I was just going to tell you that the detective to see us is the one we hired.
He knows. He knows what we did.
Because we told him to... Oh. Okay, well, that seems like a bit of a assumption, but...
He's the world's greatest detective, Al.
Yeah, I'll just right. So, like, if you want to come join us, we would love to have you. If you feel more comfortable here, can I, like, get you anything?
Don't tell them I'm here.
I promise. I won't tell anyone of our group you're here.
Okay, I'll come with you then. Ellie will like crawl out and
Jaw like drops like what? And then
all right,
he'll
lead the
just
way.
kind of give up and go back down.
Okay. Is it fair to say that everyone will head downstairs to the main floor of the Rhapsody?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep. Lavin?
Yeah.
Groovy. Okay. So you make your way downstairs to the main hall, and sure enough, the dance floor and the tables and the bar have pretty much all been cleared out. But sure enough, sitting on one of the lone stools, sitting across from Basilisk, who was keeping an eye on him, and Ezex, who's also on the other side of the bar, you sure enough see the profile of one Dex Delaney, the private eye that you hired scarce the day before yesterday. He is nursing a cup of coffee, and he's asking Basilisk to Irish hop his coffee for him. Basilisk doesn't really know what he means, but after insisting that Basilisk get him some bourbon, Dex Delaney pours a little dollop of that alcohol into his drink, in which Basilisk makes a comment to Ezex that he Irishes up all of his drinks pretty much all the time, which gets a small chuckle from Dex Delaney. Seeing the movement to his right, he turns towards you, and you can see that he's wearing a top coat, over top a simple tie and white shirt and black trousers, along with a fedora-like hat on his head. You can see in his left hand is a cigarette that's half burned, and underneath his right arm is a folded-up newspaper. He says, "You said this is where I could find you, and here I am. I'm here to give you an update on this whole Golden Rabbit fiasco. I take it you got the time?"
Sure, we can make the time.
Well, don't just stand there. You're going to make me nervous. Come, have a seat. This might take a bit. There's a lot of explaining to do. I've done quite a bit of digging.
Patrick will take a seat.
Yeah, Tom will go sit down.
Yeah, grab a
So,
drink, sit down.
So, says Mr. Delaney, the Golden Rabbit that your friend is looking for. He got himself quite the little hot ticket. Tell me, you're new to Velda City, yeah?
Yeah?
Does the name Eugene Neal ring a bell? Sculptor, artist, mathematician, kook?
Patrick will nod.
Ah, you do know him. You know the Golden Rabbit's connected to this Eugene Neal? Takes a drag of his cigarette.
We've done a bit of research just to make sure that we were more in the know.
Oh, okay. Well, stop me if I'm telling you something you already know. Fair enough?
Patrick gives a short nod.
Well, see, this Eugene Neal went crazy on his 58th birthday. He sent a note to the local newspapers saying that he was done with life and he finished his most wondrous piece of art, the Golden Rabbit. And this was 15 years ago. This is before my time, too. But apparently the city went nuts for it. Everyone was trying to find clues, figuring things out, but not much luck. They never did find the Golden Rabbit, and after about 5 or 6 years, it kind of just faded in obscurity. If you ask the random person on the street, they might remember, but they might not. Regardless, it's seen as a lost treasure. Why your friend is looking for it, well, we'll get to that in a moment, he says, with a kind of strange smile on his face. All I've been able to dig up are people who are interested in the Golden Rabbit as well, thinking maybe I could piggyback onto their interest. Maybe they'd come up with some sort of clues or understanding that we don't know just yet. And I talked to some sources, some friends, some lonely people in the bar at night. And I found a few things out. The first is that it's rumored that some of these figures are in the possession of a kook, a recluse, a crazy man named Frank Patterson. The other thing is, well, bartender that I know. There's a funny thing about bartenders. They don't grow up to be bartenders. It's something that you typically fall into. And unless they own the bar themselves, they tend to have a long and lascivious past. This bartender used to work protection, a mover, and a little bit of muscle. A little on the down low, nothing too dirty, didn't rough anybody up, and he didn't have any murders on his jacket. But he was a big, strong lug. And sure enough, a lady named Donna Wright hired him to transport a certain figure of an octopus over to a residence. Now, this was 3 years ago, but if she was such an avid collector of Eugene Neal's art, I don't see any reason why she would give it up. Do you know much about Donna Wright?
I'm afraid not.
Well, you gotta be careful with her. I talked before when we first met about shadows in Valda City. Well, if anyone walks shadows, it's probably Donna Wright herself. She grew up to be a nurse, and she still is a nurse as well, but she's had her fingers in other people's pockets, both medication and money. She's, for lack of a better word, one hell of a con artist, and is known to do some shady deals. Rumor says that she's a female Robin Hood, that she steals from the rich to give to the poor. But me, I think she steals from whoever to give to herself. Regardless, she's well connected, and nothing sticks. Not only is she connected politically speaking, but rumor has it that she used to be the #1 dame for the Gin Baron. He puts a cigarette in his mouth. So you understand getting that statue would be difficult. The last place was the most obvious. A place called the Antiquarian, but I think we got ourselves a problem with that. And with that, Dex Delaney takes the newspaper out from folded underneath his right arm and throws it on the bar top. And in screaming black and white letters, it screams, "Murder and robbery at the Antiquarian." And the subline reads, give me a moment as I literally read the subline. Floor manager found dead. Antiquarian robbed. Owners baffled. Police stumped.
Ellie's taken off. Ellie's out.
She's out of fight now.
You just
Wait, you mean like running away?
She's running up to her secret spot that only Al knows about.
Oh god.
As Ellie bolts, Dex Delaney gives a bit of a jump, not expecting that. And he rises from his seat, but he doesn't move to stop or anything like that. In fact, he looks to the other gentleman. I'll wait to resolve exactly what the hell he's doing and what other characters are doing to react to this. But
Al would be like, she doesn't handle those kind of stories very well, past and all that.
Yeah.
Patrick would also jump and like look at where she's going and also look around.
are you looking for anything in particular, Patrick?
Just it was concerning that it was such a sudden action.
Oh,
That there might have been like somebody else that she was like reacting to.
Ah, gotcha. Well, you look around and you just see your friends and Dex Delaney in the newspaper and an empty Rhapsody around you. You don't see anything else that you know of. In fact, though, roll me a D100, just in case. No, you have to roll a D100. Just don't type rolling D100, Patrick. That doesn't help me. No.
He rolled a 43.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
he rolled
an
a 43.
asshole. I'm a fucking asshole.
I don't know what you like. You actually have to roll. Like,
I did
yeah,
that.
like,
I mean,
what?
it says that right there.
But GM.
Sorry. But in roll 20, my browser was it was scrolled up just a little bit. I just saw that top line that says rolling D100, and I didn't see the 43. So what Ellie typed right there is what I thought all you did.
If it helps, it's been doing that to me too as a GM. On 3 Galaxies, I've done that more than once the past few weeks.
Yeah.
So I think it's something with roll 20 that's doing that.
So, sorry, Al apologized, saying that she's jumpy. Patrick's kind of looking around. Lavin, Tom, what do you do? Newspaper on the bar top screaming murderer, and Ellie just running like her ass is on fire.
That's like status quo. Lavin would ask Dex if this guy had any enemies, the floor manager. Like as if nothing happened.
And Tom
As
will
if
just
nothing happened.
Yeah. Tom will just reach out and grab the paper and start reading it.
Okay. I'll get to you in a moment there, Tom, with what you find out in the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
But Dex Delaney watches Ellie run off, and he looks to Al. He looks to Lavin. He straightens up his jacket, and he takes out a fresh cigarette. And he says, "What's she got to be spooked about?"
She's just like that.
Just a jumpy dame?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Pay
like to see-
no mind.
Squeamish type, huh?
Especially when it comes to headlines that involve murder, yeah.
Huh. Okay, says Dex, adjusting his hat a little bit. As he turns towards Lav, and he says, "I didn't know Hugo Montoya all that well, to tell you the truth. So as far as his deepest, darkest secrets or his enemies, I couldn't tell you. But what I could tell you is I stopped on the way to the crime scene on the way over here. I mean, after all, this this bull statue was one of the many things that were stolen. So I figured I'd get some sort of lead from him. A couple beat cops. I know them from back in the day. At least they do me a few favors from a couple years back. And they did tell me an interesting nugget of information that they didn't report in the papers, for obvious reasons. Apparently, this Hugo Montoya paid off the laborers that were setting up the displays. They were supposed to be there from closing time to about 8 o'clock at night. Well, on the night in question, last night, he paid them and asked them not to come in. They also said there were a few individuals that were talking to him beforehand. So, my working theory right now is that Hugo Montoya was in the dirt. He was making some more arrangements with some shady characters, and in the end, they got him killed. After all, if you play in dirt, you're gonna get dirty, right? So this stinks of corruption, and especially an inside job. What I don't get is the safe. Strange situation, that. And as Dex Delaney is explaining this, Tom, you're reading in the newspaper. And the newspaper, I'm going to kind of just give you a summation, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
The summation is that, sure enough, a man, 43 years old, Hugo Montoyas, was found dead in the Antiquarian, and it does appear foul play was involved. In addition, it looks like he was murdered by one of the exhibits in the museum itself, a possible specimen of the Great War, although the police don't want to divulge too many details. The murder was thought to take place late last night, and the body was found in the morning by the local security officer who came on in. He was sick for the past 3 days and wasn't able to make his usual rounds. In addition, the owners of the Antiquarian, Angus and Rose Mackenzie, have reported that many items have been stolen. Several statuettes, including those of local artists, 5 paintings, along with what is recorded to be $10,000 in cash, which is something that Angus and Rose Mackenzie say that they kept safe in their vault because they were stockpiling it for a special purchase that they wanted to keep hush-hush under the books. They reported everything stolen to the police and are working with the Valda City Police Department in figuring out exactly what happened. Currently, the police will not comment if they have any particular leads, but they have asked for people to keep an eye out for the items in question that have been stolen and to report, of course, any unusual activity and any tips that the public might be able to provide. There, of course, is a contact name and an address for the main downtown office of the Valda City Police Department, in addition to 2 phone numbers. One that goes straight to the homicide detective and one to the front desk of the police department.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, Dex still is kind of keeping a dreary eye over towards the staircase in which Ellie vacated, before looking back to the 4 gentlemen before him, lighting up his new cigarette. He says, "So," he looks over to Patrick, "you said you did some research on your own. Does it match up with what I got you, or no?"
Patrick thinks for a bit. We were unfamiliar with the octopus, though we did get. He like shifts a bit. We did find a few other leads on these kinds of statues. And he will probably explain was it like the bitter...
The monkey? The monkey was with Pioneer Fields, with the wife's corpse. And the sparrow statue was given by Albert Sweet, or bought by Albert Sweet, of the Grand Quarry Mining Corp.
Well, he says, "Doesn't look like I'm the only one with sources. How'd you dig all that information up?"
Newspapers.
Patrick fumbles with his fingers a bit. I did just some paper research from older newspapers.
"Really?" says Dex Delaney, with an impressed look on his face. "Well, if your tips and investigative information pays out, I might just have to hire you to follow the paper trail. That's a lot of information you got in just a very short period of time. Did you also hear the rumors? Was that apparently all the statues need to be put together in order to find out where this golden rabbit is?"
There has been a few sources of that. Also,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something that's been bothering me a little bit.
Go ahead, shoot. slick.
This seems to be a rather well-known, how do I put this? Myth? Local myth?
Legend.
Legend, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And from what I've heard, it's something that everyone knows about. It's very interesting to... When I was first looking around for it, I almost got nothing, but it seems to be everywhere. I guess I just didn't use the right words.
Maybe, and it depends on who you're asking. Velda City is a big town. A lot of people come in, and a lot of people go out. We get travelers here all the time. Some stay, some go. Some just, well, die. Naturally, of course. Or in the case of Mr. Montoya's, very unnaturally.
But this was like a large treasure hunt. I was just...
How many people did you ask?
Oh, you as a detective, of course.
Yeah.
And I think there was another man who entered, seemed to have some connections. We didn't want to ask too many people, just to...
Keep it on the down low. Yeah, I understand that. You never know who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't really know, since we weren't around here, how even asking a local just person walking down the street, we wouldn't think they would have any information on this.
Well, I guess the important thing is that you have the information now, although I don't know how good it's going to do you. I'm not too sure about this, all the statues in one trick. Honestly, I think that's a bunch of mumbo-jumbo. And if that were true, then any collector with their salt, or if this golden rabbit was worth 2 cents to rub together, they would have collected all these statues up long before, right? But I think people's interest in the statues, that's the important thing. That's the lead we should follow. If someone cares about the statues, it means they have information. You get enough information, enough threads, you got clues, you follow the clues, you get to what you want.
You heard anything or dig up anything regarding secret societies?
See, well, I do know the Bandolier Gentlemen's Club likes to pretend they're a secret society, but I have a feeling that's not what you're talking about. You're talking something more along the... He looks low to the bar top. And for a moment, Delaney seems to have lose his composure. He clenches onto his cigarette through his teeth a little too hard as he says, "The occult?"
I don't know about the occult exactly, but something more directly related to these statues.
No, I don't know anything about any sort of secret society chasing down these statues. All I know is that, well, some people have some real kooky ideas.
Lavin looks towards the stairs where Ellie left and says, "You're telling me."
Delaney takes a bit of his Irish coffee before he sets it down. You know, one thing doesn't sit with me right, though. He taps the newspaper.
And what would that be?
Yeah, and you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. No, that's a problem. He taps the edge of the newspaper and he says, "I understand why the Mackenzies said that, reported their object stolen, right? If you say that the Mona Lisa is stolen, for example, if anyone's trying to fence the Mona Lisa, no one's going to try to do it, right? Because everyone has their eyes open. But why would they admit they had that money stolen? It's almost broadcasting to the next thug or lockpick man that, hey, the Antiquarian is a fresh place to steal from. You'd think they'd keep that secret. And that amount of money in a safe and not in a bank? That has dirt written all over it. So even more of a reason to keep it quiet. I'm not buying their phony excuse. It's just strange is all.
You've been here longer than we have. Naive to such things? Perhaps they just don't know any better?
Slick. You do not know the Mackenzies. They're an old family here, and although, sure, they're getting a little long in the tooth, Angus and Rose, I mean the Mackenzie name itself is old. One of the founding names of Elda City. No, in their blood, they know all the little secrets, all the political ploys. Hell, Angus's great-grandfather was mayor of this town, long time ago. So no, naive would not be in their vocabulary.
Well, wouldn't publicly announcing that kind of money stolen prevent someone, or not necessarily prevent, but make it more difficult for someone to spend? Someone who wouldn't ordinarily have that kind of money?
I suppose so. That's not bad thinking. Dex says, looking over to Lavin. But money always spends. And especially if it's a team effort, if it's a group of 4 or 5 people that these laborers are doing, that's a little less money to spend each person. Sure, that's true, but I don't know. Still doesn't sit right. Seems a little weak.
Okay. I agree it's strange, but benefit could they have by announcing it? Say the story isn't true. What benefit does it give them to say that $10,000 were stolen from them?
Well,
Patrick raises a finger. Well,
sure.
If I know at least the social norms enough about this period. Actually, I'm just gonna roll for this. Give me a second.
Do you actually say this period out loud?
Oh no. I think. Oh,
you roll
know
extremely
what?
well.
Patrick rolled pretty well. I'm gonna say that he didn't let that slip because he's just. I think he's a bit on the ball for this one.
Okay, good.
He goes. If I can understand the situation enough, it looks like it may have been something like that they were inflating maybe what they've been taken. Maybe it's something that if they broadcasted that this much has been stolen, their what is it called? What they would get back from it might be.
You're talking about an insurance scheme, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Assuming everything that was protected.
Exactly.
And
I don't know about you guys, but that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
that's
Not
a
to
lot
mention
of scratch, yeah.
how much do you know how much they charge for people to go there?
Not much, says Dex. It's typically by donation, but sometimes for special events they charge $1 or $2 at the door. How they got that much money is another big question. They say it was donations from interested parties. Well, if that were true, wouldn't they want to keep that secret so the people who were donating don't stop donating?
Exactly. I have a feeling these guys are in the dirt too.
Oh, more than likely, says Dex as he rolls his cigarette in between his thumb and his forefinger. Most certainly. But that's not what I'm hired to figure out. You start going down alleyways in this town, you might not ever re-emerge. We gotta focus on this rabbit, right? That's what you hired me for.
Yep.
So, Dex gives a sigh and mashes out his cigarette onto the bar top. He says, I'm going to keep on chasing leads, but remember our arrangement. This takes me outside the streets of Velda City, into the unknown. I'm gonna need some backup with that. I don't want to disappear down the road. Not again. Not after what happened last time.
Sounds fine by me.
All right. He pauses for a moment and reaches into his coat pocket, and he takes out his little business card, which has a giant eye and a magnifying glass as a logo, along with his name and a phone number. And he says, "Call here if you need to reach me, if I'm not out on the streets or drinking my night away. If you can't reach me at that number, head down to the Night Owl Pub. It's just off White Street. I like to keep a stool warm there, too. When I'm not working, of course." He gives a bit of a crooked smile. "I'm gonna just keep on chasing down these leads. I wouldn't recommend any of you go gallivanting off on your own. Leave this to the professionals, you understand, especially involving Donna Wright. That dame, you're gonna need some kit gloves dealing with her. But I have my bartender friend, and he might introduce me to a few other folks. I might be able to worm my way into it, at least get the answers to these questions. Anything, you got anything else for me before I beat feet?"
Just be careful. I mean, if this is true, if these are connected and they're willing to lie about that kind of money or whatever's going on, just be careful.
Yeah. Dex says, "Well, since we're all in this together, I would extend that same caution to you. There's a lot of speculation, which I won't go into, but it does look like it's some sort of inside job, although it wouldn't surprise me if the Mackenzies were involved in some way. In what way, we'll leave it up to our good friends over at the Velda City PD. They still got a few good homicide detectives. The murderer might even be found." He gives a shrug as he walks towards the main door. Putting his hands in his pockets before turning around, he says, "Who knows?"
Detective Delaney,
Yeah.
when's the last time you saw a sunset? A sunset.
Dex Delaney gives a soft smile, and for a moment his eyes look wistful, like he's looking through all of you. And he says, "Only in my dreams, kid. Only in my dreams." And with that, he exits the front doors of the Rhapsody, the doors swinging back and forth a few times before leaving at a rest. Oh, I gotta stop the music. Because Dex ain't here. All right. Ellie has run off to her crawl space, and the newspaper is still on the bar top, screaming murder. What do you guys want to do?
I swear he's not from here.
No, I don't think he is. But holy shit, they killed that guy.
Yeah. To keep him quiet, probably, or punish him.
Or just convenience, because they can pin it on somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, considering how fast it was done, I mean, I don't want to get morbid here, but if I were them and I want the stuff back, I would have asked him all manner of questions.
Yeah.
Which means that they probably know who went to the museum, and they probably aren't going to rely solely on law enforcement to get their stuff back.
Probably not. Seeing as how they're pretty okay with just murdering somebody.
Yeah, that's a pretty big indicator.
Yeah.
Patrick would like to read the newspaper dash see if there's any pictures and whatnot. Is there a description or picture of the crime scene dash death or whatever the fuck?
There is there are two pictures along with the article. One of the exterior of the Rhapsody, which you don't know if that's a recent photo or not, and another one of a chalk outline, which is in between two covered crates in the main exhibit portion of the Antiquarian. I almost said Rhapsody. In the Antiquarian. Unfortunately, there was no clock on the angle on the wall with the angle the picture was taken.
That's fine. So did it say how the person died?
They said he was shot, and they think it was by one of the weapons that were found inside the Antiquarian used for the Great War display. Currently, the police are running down the ballistics and will be forthcoming once the investigation shows more legs, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
So, does this change our plans at all? I mean, honestly, the only thing that we know now that we didn't know before is that they won't rely on law enforcement to come after us. I mean, they'll probably still use them, but I mean, I don't really see how it's our course of action much.
Yeah. We should probably not visit. I'm blanking on his name. Out of character. Sorry.
Frank Patterson?
Yeah. Frank. We
Frank.
should probably
In
not
addition,
visit Frank for a bit.
In addition, as much as I think speed is important, if it's possible they know where the rest of these statues are too, they might be looking to see if anyone comes after them.
Yeah.
I mean, I granted, Patrick's amazing when it comes to research, but if that's found in old papers, there's no reason to believe they might not have that information too.
It's true.
You guys gonna get Ellie or talk with the rest of your gang? Who? Oh, well, actually, Ezex and Basilisk have been listening to you guys. And Ezex says, "No one's spinning any sort of murder on us. We didn't do anything. We just went through this stupid tour like you wanted us to. Well, you guys did. I stayed here."
Well, pinning a murder on someone by definition means that you probably didn't do it in the first place. It's kind of a prerequisite.
That doesn't stop some folks, says Ezex, scratching his ear. And
No,
Basilisk says, "You were talking about," he kind of starts to crack his knuckles, and there's like this weird smile on his face, and he says, "You're saying that these people might not use legal means to come after us, which means illegal means, which means, are we going to get in a fight soon?"
I hope not, but
That wasn't what I was asking, says Basilisk.
yes, it's possible.
All right. Wait, do they know where we are?
Yeah, we have to. I mean, the man who gave us the tour knew exactly who we are and where we worked, and I am willing to bet they found information out before they disposed of him.
Yep.
Blink.
Which means that
Blink. Go ahead.
The
I was gonna say, which means that. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No, Patrick, you first.
that's not entirely true. Depends on if it was a death of a fit of rage, and looks back at the paper. If only I knew how this was done.
Well, it
True,
did say
but
that
even if-
the body was rushed off to St. Martin's before he was pronounced dead.
So it
Al
was,
looks at Patrick and he says, "Can't even if there's only a 20% chance they interrogated him first, we have to assume that was the case. It's too dangerous not to. If they don't know, great, but that changes nothing. If they do know, then we're in danger."
Ezex looks to Basilisk. Basilisk looks to Ezex, and they say, maybe we should talk with the rest of the gang. You know, Blink, Alicia, you know, the ones who like to get in a fight, maybe even Bear. Maybe we should, you know, secure this place." And then Ezex has this, like, weird twinkle in his eye. You know,
I think
just
that
in
might
case.
be a good idea, but we have to be careful. Any fight that starts, we can't be the ones that started, or at least we can't look like the ones that started it.
Ezex nods and he puts a finger to his grubby nose and he says, "Subtle. Got it." And with that, Ezex scurries up the stairs. Basilisk plods on behind him.
Try not to make any booby traps that kill customers, all right?
Oh, no. We're going to leave the first floor alone. You're right. Don't want to hurt any customers, right? But they have no reason to be up on the other 2 floors. And they give like a knowing laugh to each other.
Try not to make any booby traps that kill one of us, all right?
Oh, no. We're going to brief you on everything. In fact, you can join on in. It'll be fun, Lavin.
I'll leave the booby trap into you guys.
Okay. All right. And they leave the main room.
They, as energetic as they are about it, have a good point. It might be a good idea to have everyone on alert, at least for the next few days.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Especially guarding the underground entrance.
Should we
For the
come up with
sewers.
a color system, like Amber Alert, something like that?
There's no color.
You guys figure out the...
Gray alert.
I was like, you guys figure out the details. I'm going to go get Ellie.
Okay.
And Al will get up.
We'll do a quick. So we'll do. We'll kind of do 2. We'll cut to Al heading over to Ellie, and then maybe the next scene will be you guys, just the whole team getting together to figure out what the next step. What's the next step you guys want to take? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, groovy.
Sure.
Yeah, no problem, Lavin. Ellie, would it be fair? Oh wait, are you here, Kriana? Yeah, you're here. Yee. Would it be fair that the second time she started bolting, and she ran up the stairs or something, maybe she would have blown past Bear or something like that, and she went back up to her crawl space? So would it be fair to kind of set up the scene of Al coming to Ellie? You see Bear like talking at the other end of the wall, trying to like coax you out and seeing what's going on. Does that sound in character for you?
That sounds perfect.
Okay. All right. So Al, you head back up to the top floor of the Rhapsody, and going back to Mila's bedroom and where you were shouting at her through the door, sure enough, you see Big Bear standing across from the wall. And it looks like he's talking to the wall. He's saying in a low, reassuring tone, you know, "What's the matter, Ellie? You know, you can talk with me. You can come out. Isn't it cramped in there?" And so on and so forth.
I need to get Frank in here. We gotta get Frank. We gotta hide Frank. They're gonna get Frank. He was right where they were gonna get him, and now they're gonna get us. And what are we doing?
Al will, loud enough for her to hear, will say, "They don't know it was Frank. They think it was your uncle. That will probably keep him safe."
Frank, now, Ellie's gonna like crawl out from under her little space. Well, actually, no. She'll just poke her head out, staring at
Even
the
better.
2. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No. Frank's already established that he doesn't have a good relationship with them people. They're gonna be so suspicious of him.
Bear gives a worried look towards Al.
Al says that's a fair point.
We gotta get Frank.
Okay.
He's not safe. But maybe we should live in his house. Maybe that'll be the safest. Maybe we should move the Rhapsody to his house. No, wait. Yes.
We can't do that. No.
Why?
Well, but
There won't be enough room.
Okay,
and
just me then.
buildings don't move.
Oh, right. That's
So-
right. They don't do that anymore, huh?
Yeah, no, I agree. He should either come here or we should stay there. It's safer if he's here because all of us would be here to protect him.
And he can hide in
I
here
just
with
don't-
me.
Oh, you're the best at talking to him. You think you could convince him to stay here with us?
Yeah. I think I can, but Al, I need you to go. I need you to give me some kind of disguise. I can't go out in public like this. They'll know it's me.
Got it. Right. Disguise.
Thanks.
And
she'll
then
turn
Al
her head,
starts,
we'll go
like,
back
going-
into the crawl space.
Al starts going to his closet, stops for
Farewell
a second.
assist. Mm-hmm.
No, he stops for a second, and then goes to his closet.
Bear says, I do not understand.
Well,
The women clothes are
Ellie
over
likes-
in this way.
I know, but Ellie doesn't like wearing them in the first place, and for a girl, not a guy.
Ah, I see. Yes. If we were in the woods, I would just put mud all over her and branches. But we are not in the
I-
woods.
Al like starts to speak a few times and then just.
Sorry.
So
I couldn't resist.
what Al looks for is like a maybe not like a zoot suit, but like a suit especially that comes with a fedora, with the idea that maybe we could put Ellie's hair up in a bun and just wear a hat over it so it looks like the hair's not long.
Yep. Like
Something
I said,
of that nature.
the previous occupant of the Rhapsody, the Gin Baron, he has a very large wardrobe.
Hey, I will find a nice, comfortable looking suit. And is there some sort of like ace wrap or something?
What's Ace Wrap? I'm Canadian.
Oh,
I don't.
I get maybe.
It's a
Yeah.
bandage.
It's like a bandage. Something she can wrap around her chest to make it look flatter. than it
Oh,
normally
like a
is.
thermo wrap or a
Sure. Yeah.
What do they call it? Gauze? Like gauze?
Yes.
No.
yes,
Yeah.
they're gauze.
What I'm referring to is more elastic. It's used for like sprained ankles and stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay. What do you call it? Ace Wrap?
Yeah.
Ace
Oh,
wrap. I think
Ace
Ace is a
I'm
brand.
learning.
Brand.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's a brand.
that's why
so.
they don't carry that up here. But that's okay. It's
Hmm.
like us calling rubber bands up here elastics. That always confuses Americans. Like, it's not even made of elastic. Shut up, Americans. This is just what we call it.
What's a Zed?
Dumb Americans.
What's a Zed? What's a moose? No. Yes, okay. You can find thermal wrap to tie down the booberinos.
All right. So Al would bring them back, and he would explain, easily enough. Maybe I know you like wearing more clothes like this anyway. We can disguise you as a guy, and that is for, to
Your chest.
Or yes,
My boobs.
And then Bear
yes,
makes flattening
that.
motions against his chest.
Oh, good idea. I wouldn't have even thought of that. Good idea. Here, just tuck them underneath here. And she'll like hold out her hand from the crawl space.
and all the stuff.
Okay. Takes you a while to get dressed because you're in a freaking crawl space, Ellie. But eventually you do. Do you emerge in your new disguise?
I do. How do I
Okay.
look?
Well, you're a little dusty and there's a cobweb hanging from your ear. But other than that, actually, how well you do is dependent on your disguise skill.
Oh, that's right. I have one of those. Hang on, let me see.
Yeah, make it easier by 10% because you're given good materials to work with, the ace bandages and the fresh clothing and all that good stuff.
Okay.
I was just thinking, I'm not sure how convincing she could be as a man, but given that Al's an elf, she might do a better job than he does.
Yeah, I succeed by a ton.
By 10?
By a ton. My
By
thing's
a
85.
ton.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look at
By a
you.
ton.
Look at you. Yeah, no. I mean, if they looked at her from the back, they wouldn't know. Looking at her from the face with the fedora on her brim, it'd have to be well lit in broad daylight, and they would probably notice some feminine features. But as far as disguises go, this is pretty much as good as you're gonna get.
Okay. Now we go get Frank. Are we gonna dress him up like a girl? Because that'd be pretty funny.
Well,
Al starts going to Ellie's closet.
and Bear says, before we run off anywhere, I suggest if this is as dangerous as you are afraid of, we should talk with all of our friends and move together. Yes, as a team.
Agreed.
Our
Absolutely.
friends, and as Ellie says friends, she does the air quotes, and her eyebrows go up, and she stares at you guys.
But Bear looks confused, and he says, is there someone you do not trust?
I don't know yet. I have to find out for myself. I mean, for all I know, you guys could be in disguise as well. You could not. Maybe you're not really Bear. Maybe you're not really Elle. I mean, Bear. I mean, I just assume you both are because you both are just, I mean, concerned for my well-being, which is nothing new. So, but you never know.
And Bear nods and goes along, but as long as you've known Bear, Al, that times he is given worried glances, and this is yet another worried glance behind poor Ellie's back.
Al would say, I'm sure I can convince you I'm Al, and Bear can probably do the same.
No, I'm already pretty much convinced. But we gotta go get Frank, and we gotta make sure it's the real Frank, and he's in disguise. And we gotta get the transmundane stuff. Oh man, we got a lot of stuff to do.
Well, let's head back down and talk to the group. Al, like he goes for the closet. He's like, wait, with that beard, that would never work. He just starts going back downstairs.
I like to have Bear say no shit, but it's completely out of character, so I won't. I'll just say no shit.
Meanwhile, if Ellie could, she would direct you to the I Love Lucy episode where she got a beard stuck to her face and she had to perform. So she was like a belly dancer or whatever and had that like fabric over her face so you couldn't see the beard.
Oh, I Love Lucy. You're so important. No, that's, I knew your I know your love of I Love Lucy, and watching all those episodes would finally pay off. And here we are. It's important. No, it's true. You could cover the lower face in a variety of means. Maybe not a thin veil, though. That would probably see the beard.
Well, you do multiple. Like Lucy had multiple layers on her face.
Oh, of course, you have
because
to go
because the guy was like, "Oh, you must be beautiful," and he kept taking the layer off of her face. I know my Lucy.
I have to watch that episode. That's great. Lucille Ball. God, what a good comedian. Anyway, enough of that. I was hoping Lavin would be back. Are you back, Spiral?
Yeah.
Oh, you are. Yay. Okay, great. Wonderful. So everyone's here to discuss the step forward. So Ellie, Al, and Bear return to the main living room kitchen area. Or rec room, I guess you could say, to fit all your current friends. And we'll just say, maybe for the sake of simplicity, so you guys don't have to explain this again in character, while Al was getting Ellie, perhaps Patrick, Tom, and Lavin would catch up with the rest of the NPCs of what Dex Delaney found out, what he was here for, and what to do.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So everyone's kind of caught up on the situation at hand. It looks like, well, it doesn't look like Hugo Montañez was murdered, and there obviously it's perhaps some sort of frame up or a cover up at the very least. But it is clear that whoever killed him might be coming after you as well. Ezex and Basilisk are pushing a very aggressive booby trap initiative in which Blink is trying to um, trying to convince them of a more traditional security approach of, keeping people an eye on certain entrances, limiting access, locks, people alerted every time, keeping a weapon on hand just in case, traditional stuff like that. Whereas Ezex and Basilisk are like talking about like homemade explosives and concealed glass underneath carpet and all sorts of other crazy shit
Home
like
Alone
that.
type
Blow
deal.
up the building.
Yeah,
No explosives.
Well,
guys, no
then they
explosives.
try to say like small explosives, teeny explosives, enough to really hurt a guy but not blow out the wall. Firecrackers, but bigger.
Or why don't we just nail the certain doors and certain windows shut?
Blink nods at that. Very sane approach. Basilisk and Ezex will defer to the group, but they really are pushing a very aggressive defense. Lee does bring up the big question, though, is that you really have three main areas to defend. You have the Rhapsody building itself, but you also have the behemoth storage in addition to the little repair yard that you have next to it. In addition, you have this whole underground sewer network as well.
Patrick, let's say innocent bystander accidentally stumbles into the behemoth, sets off a trap, and blows himself up. Are we going to jail?
Yes. If
I
you can
heard
prove you made the booby trap, then yes, you can tell him that.
There's a good chance we would go to jail.
Lavin gestures between Patrick and Ezex.
The sewers. No one's going to be in the sewers. We can booby trap that, right?
City workers, dude. You can't booby trap the sewers.
You were. Ezex, walked right over to Lavin, right, not chest high because he's smaller than you, but right in front of you, and he looks up and he says, I thought you were cool. And then he walks away, shaking his head, but you can tell it's a mock disappointment.
Yeah, that's fine. Lavin shrugs.
Fair enough. Yasmin pipes up and she says, well, defending ourselves is all well and good, but if I may be this voice, I wouldn't mind getting the hell out of this dimension as soon as possible. And what Patrick and everyone else has been telling us is that the key to this are these statues, right? That's still our main lead. We have this detective that you've hired, and he's going to chase things down on his end, but our focus is to find these other statues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she says, with all due respect, if we're just waiting around for the other side to act on us, it'd be best if we take the initiative. We should keep on looking for these things, right? We shouldn't just stay in place waiting for them to come to us.
Yeah, that is a good point. We do know where 6 statues are, specifically.
Okay.
We're just missing the fox.
Yasmin looks over towards Jalea, and Jalea gives a nod, and she says, well, might as well tell them what we've been talking about. And Yasmin nods, and she says, listen, tending the bar, running the Rhapsody, it's all well and good, and we're all still trying to get acclimatized to this new dimension. But if we do have people after us, if we are digging too deep into something that we don't want to bump up against, wouldn't it be best if we worked in smaller teams? I mean, all of us going together at that museum, although it was a good cover, she nods over towards Ellie, it was all of us in one spot. What if that was some sort of weird trap or something like that, right? We would all be stuck in one place. Maybe we should break up into smaller teams, each try to find a statue apiece, and always come back here before the place opens up to pretend things are running as usual, but also compare notes. Spread out our resources. Not so thin that we're so risky, but I'm thinking 2 or 3 teams could really knock this, speed things along. Find what we need to so we can get what we need.
And we have to go get Frank anyway. That's another team.
We need to get Frank?
Yeah.
Blake he's going to be in huge danger.
Really? He's just a crazy old man. And didn't Ellie disguise them all up? That's what I was there the previous night.
Yeah.
He's got
2 nights ago.
sleeping powder. He'll be all right.
Yeah. But no, listen, you guys aren't using your noggins. We disguised him so they wouldn't recognize him. They already know who Frank is, crazy old Frank who's giving them hell. What if they're on the lookout for what happened to their transmundane? Well, Frank is going to be on the top of their list.
Ellie?
Huh?
Halfway through your statement there, I want you. Wait, give me 2 seconds. Could I just look at your character sheet real quick? No, that's your experience sheet, Inferno. I would like you to use 4 ISP.
Okay.
And talking about Frank, being worried about Frank. And like I said, halfway through this conversation, you are beset by a sudden clairvoyant image. It's a broken series of events. But what you see is it's almost like it's a movie that you're watching in a theater, right? You see a shot at a clock. It's 10 minutes before 10 a.m. in the morning. Next shot, you see Frank in front of his fireplace, drink and empty glass in one hand, him resting, his chin resting on his chest in another. You see him breathing. Perhaps he's sleeping or resting. You do see a giant elephant gun resting across his lap, doing so as well. The next shot, a shadow across the grass in a backyard someplace. It looks like Frank's backyard. Another shadow. But it's not the shadow of a man. It kind of looks like a man. It has 2 arms, 2 legs. But the shadow's head is strange. It's like these 2 long ears or long spikes are sticking out the top of this shadow's head. Next shot, the shatter of glass. The next shot, black gloved hands with weapons, spiked clubs, pistols, crowbar. And the final shot is shadows, shadows, descending, surrounding the sleeping Frank. The clock on the wall in the kitchen right now reads 9:30.
Ellie will stop, and her face just goes white, and she runs out the door without saying anything.
Ellie?
Real pattern going on here.
Man,
But her face turned as like white. Did you say her face turned white? Like
Yeah.
blood just drained out of her face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Question. GMO mine.
Sure.
This clairvoyance thing, does it take a few, was she silent for a few seconds or was this instantaneous?
It's a psychic vision, so it was probably only about a second or 2. So her speech probably was interrupted, but it wasn't like she was staying off in distance for a minute.
Got it. Al would say
It's almost like if I were saying a sentence and then I just had a brief thought, and then I continued, kind of like that.
got it. Al would just say crap and start going after her.
Ellie's
thinking that she's just running off for some reason.
Ellie's basically going as fast as she humanly possibly can.
Well,
Oh,
that's
that's
not
pretty
going to be easy to keep up with. No.
19 miles per hour.
Just out of curiosity, what is your character speed?
19 miles
It is
per hour.
actually closer to
Oh, yeah,
19,
yeah.
19.
Mine's 14 miles an hour. I don't think I'm keeping up with this.
Okay, just hold on a second. Let's go to the sequence of events so people aren't completely lost in regards to so we're not spreading out the party too much, okay? Elias, make it a run for it. Al's chasing after her. Do you yell or say anything as you're chasing after her?
Yeah, where are you going?
She'll just shout while she's still running. Get the
Probably
car and go to Frank.
Al will curse under his breath and run back the other direction.
Okie dokie. The rest of the gang. Lavin,
I would
Patrick.
go back to whoever was previously talking before we started talking about
Yeah, it was Yasmin.
talking about assigning teams. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll do teams. That sounds good.
Patrick is
I'm not gonna
silently
make this
just at
easy
the
for you.
table.
You assholes. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm a
Like
professional.
this is
I know.
exactly what she did 3 times today.
No,
Yeah,
I know, I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at the situation. No, I'm not even angry at all. I'm teasing. Okay. All right. So, it's true. She literally did this 2 other times already this morning. So this is just another instance. So this is what we're gonna do, real quick. I'm gonna kind of quickly finish up the conversation. Well, no, that will probably be interrupted by Al, right? Unless he's just running to get a car.
Yeah.
So wait,
No,
what?
Al can't drive.
When you say you turn the other direction, do you mean you're going back upstairs to the kitchen? Or
No,
you're going out to the garage?
No, back to the group. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So, honestly, Yasmin begins to repeat herself before Al storms into the room and...
Okay. Either she knows something we don't, which is possible, or she's overreacting. Either way, she is running to Frank's, and I think it would be some of us to follow her, just in case it's the first option.
Yay!
Patrick, paper, rock, scissors to drive.
Patrick gets up and gets wherever his keys are, wherever it may have been hung or in a dresser drawer, and
Okay. All right, you fetch your keys.
go to the car. And
All
in
right.
a nice brisk pace, but not he's sprinting, because he still doesn't know what the flip is going on, but
And the NPCs don't really know what's going on as well. Half of them think Neil is just acting crazy. The other half are kind of asking if they can help or if they should come with. The only person who's absolutely insistent in coming is, hopefully to no one's surprise, Bear. He's coming along because he saw her face, and there's no talking him out of it. But if you want to take any other out of game, it's up to you guys, honestly.
Yeah.
If you want any NPCs to tag along, we can easily justify them, staying in the Rhapsody and make sure it's safe, right? If danger is going over at Frank's house, then maybe danger's going to be showing up here too, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be good to keep some people here to make sure everything's safe, make sure everything's cool. So out of character, other than Bear, do you want any other NPCs to come with you, or do you want to just stick with the core group? I'm fine either way.
I'm gonna say
cool
no,
with-
but that's me.
I'm cool. I'm cool with sticking with the core group, mainly because I think it might get clunky otherwise.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed. Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. We are
I
all
would-
on the same page.
I would also like to lag behind, be the last person out, and just explain. It looks like we're going to go get Frank, and the choice was made without us. I want you guys to stay here, set up positions. I want you guys to, at the very least, monitor the underground below the behemoth. Just try and keep an eye out for things happening. make sure you're prepared. Be safe, that kind of thing.
Sure.
We can talk about splitting up the groups when we get back.
Sure. Everyone agrees to that, but Blink pulls you aside, Tom, and she says, "Okay, I'll do what you want, but I'm gonna make this real clear. If you don't come back in an hour, I'm getting the rest of us together, and we're gonna come find you."
That sounds good.
Okay, be safe.
You too.
And with that, everyone quickly hustles themselves now before you go. Are you taking anything with you, my player characters?
Just my body.
Just your body, okay.
I don't think I have any weapons, to be honest.
I don't think I have anything either.
Me neither.
I'm taking the mini knives that are on my jacket, in my jacket.
Gotcha.
That look like switchblades now, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Now, just to remind the other fellows, do you mean you choose not to take a weapon, or you don't feel like you have a weapon to take? Because remember, when we first entered this dimension, all the weapons that you came in with, they're stored in the behemoth parkade in a few crates or whatever, and we can say over the past few days they've been dug up.
Oh.
But remember, you can use those same stats for those weapons, and they look like they fit the period, right? So rifles look like 1930 rifles, pistols, snub-nosed pistols, etc., etc. Even if they're mega damage, those numbers just convert straight to SDC. So, don't.
For some reason, I was under the impression we only had what we had on us. I didn't know we under crates or whatever.
Yeah, that's partly my mistake because when I took us the first two introductory sessions, when you first arrived in Sable, you're right, you didn't have anything on you. But when you came to the Rhapsody and explored everything around, I think perhaps on my mistake I did gloss over that when you went into the behemoth parking with Lee unpacking stuff. So yeah, this is a good time for me to repeat. Yes, you are now in possession of everything that you came in with, even Hannibal and Rex, although Rex is still a statue.
Okay. In that case, yeah, I'm taking my my J-Tech rifle.
Wonderful. Now that looks like a Springfield is 1940s. It looks like a rifle, like a good old-fashioned rifle, but with one exception. The scope is, although the exterior of the scope looks a little bit more fitting to the time when you peer through it, it still has all the same features as the original J-Tech has. So you still get the same targeting bonuses, everything.
Beauty.
Okay. So Lavin's taking his
J-Tech
rifle. Go ahead.
It has that stone bayonet from the previous thing too, by the way.
Yes. Oh yeah. You might. I don't know if you want to take the stone bayonet off or not, but I'll leave that up to you.
Oh wait, style points, man. Yeah, I got a stone bayonet. What of it?
Officer, man! I saw a man walking down the street with a really strange spear. Anyway, so that's Lavin. I heard Patrick, and then I'll get to you, Tom. Patrick, what do you want to take?
Since I think he would probably be more interested in getting there quickly and less interested because all he knows is we're picking up him out of the area, or he doesn't know much. He's probably not going to be taking guns to a random trip.
Okay. So you're not going to take. Oh, but do you want to take anything else? Any tool that you think you would want to take that wouldn't be reasonably on your person?
That wouldn't be reasonably on my person.
Unfortunately, you can't get into the golden room right now.
Yeah. No, I think he's good at the moment, actually.
Okay. All right, Tom.
So, what do swords look like in this era?
Swords. But more like saber, like cavalry sabers and stuff like that.
Okay. Then, I'm thinking of bringing the 2 short swords that I had made in Ishpeming.
Okie dokie.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my jacket and roll the jacket, roll them into the jacket, so it looks like I'm just carrying something.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, there's no flower boxes near handy, so you can't go all Schwarzenegger with it. Okay, groovy.
Guitar cases.
No guitar cases. Sorry, very, very brief aside. Very brief aside. So when I first started playing riffs back in the day, way back in the day in high school, I got together with my high school friends, and this is soon after me and my good buddy Keith watched the movie Desperado. I think it was the second one where he has a guitar case filled with guns with that fake guitar.
Yeah.
And my friend made it crazy, and he's like, I want this guitar case in game. I want to load it with guns. I want the fake guitar and everything. I'm like, okay, sure. And he went into AutoCAD, and he drafted up his guitar case and everything. He got super into it.
That's hardcore, man.
Yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
super hardcore. It was awesome, though. He was really invested in it, and he had some crazy adventures with that guitar case.
And if he did that today, you could fire that through a 3D printer and you're set.
Yeah.
Could, yeah, geez, Louise, yeah, but it was awesome. He designed designed the fake guitar mechanism and everything. It was really cool.
That's cool.
Anyways,
Ever say it?
yeah.
Did he ever? It's my guitar.
No,
Pull out a
but
bunch
he
of
once got into arena fight, and that's when I was really trying to teach them, be like, you can call for areas, or like the head, or the hands, or the feet. He's like, can I kick him in the balls? I'm like, yeah. Remember, we're in high school, right? And I'm like, yeah, you can. Yeah. And he blew through 10 different combatants, and all he did was kick them in the balls.
Oh no!
The stupidest reputation in that game as the fucking low blow champion. Anyway, all right.
Ball Cracker McGee.
Oh my god, he thought it was the funniest fucking thing. Anywho, and of course he could justify it because he has crazy implants, right? Anyway, okay, enough going down my memory lane.
I should also, real quick, also point out, just in case I forget, taking my first aid kit with Sharp inside it.
Okay. Groovy. Alrighty. So, you guys hustle and bustle, get in the car, and Ellie is just running down the street like gangbusters. And you're going to be hoofing it, running it straight to Frank's place, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And you guys get your items, get in the car, and drive down. Now, I think this is going to be the important thing. I'm going to make an interesting skill check for whoever's driving, which is Patrick. All right? I'm going to have you make don't roll yet, okay, until I tell you the parameters. Groovy?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Ellie's racing down to Frank's place. Now, she has certain advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantages is she can't, even though she can run 19 miles per hour, your car can't go faster than 19 miles per hour. But the advantage is that she can go down streets and sidewalks and vault over things, so she can make a more direct route. Whereas you have to worry about, traffic and all that other good stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to have the driving check depend on at what time do you arrive at Frank's, right? If it's ahead of Ellie, with Ellie, or after Ellie. Make sense?
Okay.
So, if you succeed by 40 or more, then you get there ahead of Ellie. If you get there on the dot to 39, you get there at the same time as Ellie. If you fail that driving check at any point, you get there after Ellie, and how much you fail by depends on how much time you get behind her. Sound fair?
Okay.
So remember, you want to do a driving check. I want you to make it harder by 10 because you're at a rush. This is high stakes. You want to get there in time, unless you don't want your character to put the pedal to the metal. I guess I just made that assumption, which is my bad.
See, that was the thing that I was wondering about, he would probably eventually, because he'd probably get an earful from Al to say a bit more of an urgent thing. If you
Squade?
Look, honestly, I mean, Al's a little worried, but on one, I don't know if she's overreacting. On the other hand, he doesn't know how to drive, so maybe telling the driver to go faster is a bad idea. So if he is suffering, he would suffer in silence.
Okay.
All right. I do have to get there quickly, but I'm unsure if I'm. See, here's the thing. I'm driving with a whole bunch of people that seem to have loaded themselves up with weaponry. I'm unsure if I really want to, like, push any envelope for some random go to some person's house.
Okay, so then let's make the threshold different. If you succeed by... Okay, it's simple. If you succeed by 30 or more, you happen... No. We'll keep the same threshold. If you succeed 40 or more, you happen to get there at the same time as Ellie. There's no getting there early now, right? Okay. If you do 40 or more, you happen to drive well enough within the proper parameters that you happen to get there at the same time as Ellie. If you get under 40, like under that success by 40, then you get there after her. Sound fair?
Okay.
Okay, roll it.
How far away is it?
But by the way, I don't want to give the exact distances because that'll make my brain hurt. But
right,
typically, it's 30 minutes away. And according to the clock, Ellie had 20 minutes to get there. It was in her vision, the clock was showing 10 to 10, and it was 9:30 when she went all pale and ran. So, but you don't know that. You don't have access to that information, right? So
right.
It'd be 30 minutes. It'd be 30 minutes. So you get there around 10 o'clock, right? So, Patrick, yeah, roll it. No penalty, though, this time because you're not pushing yourself.
Okay.
You succeed by 2. Okie dokie. So, with all due respect, so Ellie's going to get there beforehand. We're going to make that you know what? We're going to make it that you guys get right at the allotted time. So Ellie's going to show up at 13 minutes before 10, and you guys are going to show up right at 10 o'clock. All right?
Okay.
All right. Now, give me a moment, because I might want to shift things around a little bit, because I want to make it fun and fair for everybody. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So just give me... I'm going to just take off the headset, and give me... Well, this is a great bathroom break, drink break for folks, while I'm going to just move a few things around, okay?
Okay.
Sure.
Beauty.
Sounds
Be
good.
back in 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Is Ellie going to be exhausted sprinting for 30 minutes, or can your character take that kind of thing?
Ellie?
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, I don't know, honestly. She's better than a normal human, but like sprinting for 30 minutes straight, Jesus.
She's probably gonna be. I intend on playing it off as like she done did a little bit of a number on herself.
It does depend on the endurance, so I'm assuming she also has great boosts in that as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right
I think was that.
Yeah, she's not really thinking like logically, so that's kind of how I've been playing her off.
I was curious because I mean, we've seen Ellie do some crazy things flying for all I know.
Well, this is like,
what took you so long?
She gets Frank. She gets his way of thinking now.
I'll be back in a little bit. I gotta take care of something.
I'm gonna grab a drink too. I'll be right back.
I'll be back.
I'm back.
Welcome.
Oh, sorry. I don't mean to cough in the mic. So I went and bought myself a $30 remote control drone.
I have been hearing a lot of people going around getting drones.
For $30, this is pretty sweet.
$30 is very good for a drone.
I can't
I'm
complain.
back.
Welcome.
Back. Thanks, Brianna. Come back, Brianna.
Welcome back, Rihanna.
Oh,
I am back as well.
Well, Squeak.
Huh?
Hello, Squeak.
Oh. Hello, Mr. Robot.
Domo arigato.
oh my God! This is the
Mr.
first time
Robot.
I've ever been happy to open up a bill. Apparently,
What?
I overpaid for a bill, so they're giving me $80 back.
Hey,
nice.
Opa. Now is
Oh,
that a
my
credit
God.
or are they actually giving you the money back to
They
you?
wrote a check to me.
Oh, that's weird. Usually
wow.
they just give you a credit and you
Credit,
just
yeah.
don't pay the next bill.
But I'm
I
not
did that before.
Canadian. Oh, and I don't
I've
go to
paid
them
my-
anymore.
Oh,
Paid
that
my-
would do
oh,
it.
that would do it. I paid my internet bill twice on more than one occasion.
Well, that's very important. I've done
Mhm.
that too because I'm
It's
like
just like,
my
I
power
don't think I
and
paid
my
them in a
internet.
while.
Those are the important things.
I don't think I paid them in a while. Here's whatever money. Like, oh, got a credit. Okay, it's fine.
Okay. Are we all back yet or no?
I think so.
I guess-
I haven't heard Tom.
Okay, that's okay. We can wait another two. I got things figured out. I'm good. This will be good. This will be good.
if it helps, I don't know if it will, but like
Mhm.
once Ellie gets to like Frank's place, she's gonna do the whole incognito thing again, where she like jumps in a bush.
That will be very helpful. That'll help the setup pretty well. But I want to tell you one thing. I don't. If I sounded frustrated before the break, I apologize. A good GM adapts with whatever his players do, and I can definitely make this work. So I just want you just play your character as you would naturally play your character, right?
Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, good. Well, you know me. I'm oversensitive.
Hey,
when it
let's
comes to
be
stuff.
honest. Most players enjoy nothing better than making their GM pissed off.
That is so true, or at least make
it actually
right?
is.
I think I'm the only player that likes making the players pissed off.
No, you're not.
No, you're not the only
Oh,
one
okay.
Totally not.
with that either.
Looks
Trust-
back at
I've played.
uh,
Is Squee back?
Norbert.
I am indeed.
Is-
I don't know. I have a character that will straight up walk away from fights. So, not me, my character, but a character in one of my games. So you're not the only one. That's for sure.
No, it's a good. Yeah, like I said, you got to be adaptive, and I got to figure it out now. We're good. Piffy, are you back?
Yeah,
He,
I've
Okay.
been
he's
here.
here. He
All
sent
right,
me a
yeah.
gif of a doggy.
A doji.
A
A
doji.
doge. Oh, can I have doge gif?
Yeah, you can do it.
Yee. Yeah, give it to me.
Send
and
that.
Continue.
I'll send this to group, sure.
Yeah, send it to group. Everyone will see the doge. What's
Me most days.
All right, that made my night. That's awesome. All
Did
right.
Bern come back? Did we have Bern
Yeah,
back?
he's back. Yeah, he typed in the
Yeah.
channel.
I even
Oh,
I showed the gift to the stream. Haha.
Okay. All right. So,
oh, you did say.
all right. So we're gonna do this in two chunks. We're gonna do this. I guess we'll call this the Mila preemptive scene, and then the everybody scene. All right. So let's not waste any time. I'm gonna preemptively move us to the whiteboard because I think visualizations will be handy to some folks. Oh God, this is my really shitty Patterson house. That's right. Oh, this is gonna be great. Nah, it doesn't matter. We'll use theater of the mind for a lot of this stuff, but that's fine. All right. So Ellie,
Did we move yet?
Did we
Still
move?
on the-
Oh no, I didn't move
on
you.
the
No, I moved me, but I didn't move you.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I'm an ass. All right.
Stupid idiot.
Stupid ass. All right. Ellie,
Hey.
just to question your approach here. Do
Ah.
you want to run up right in front of Patterson's place? Do you want to move up to cross the street, down the block, 2 blocks away? Where do you want to?
She's looking at the gearing towards the back door entrance.
Oh,
so she'd probably go to the back of the
you'll
house.
Circle around. Okay, all right, all right. Wait, do I have Patterson's?
Cue Mission Impossible theme song.
Dun 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 dun. Okay, so that'll take an extra minute or two. That's good. That's good for you to kind of circle around, vault through and climb some picket fences and vault through the neighbors' yards. And are you trying to stay low to the ground, not being seen, or are you still just okay?
No, once she got in range of his house, she kind of did the Naruto run where she's like trying to be stealthy.
Great. Well, why don't you, Naruto, roll me a prowl check? Make it harder by 10 because it's the middle of the goddamn morning.
Okay. Oh boy, I done goofed. I goofed that one up.
Wow.
Stepped into an empty pail. It takes a while for you to shake that off. You know, you scare the neighbor's dog is there. Woof, 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 woof. So you gotta take another yard, right? Are you making cat noises at it?
I'm just whispering or shushing it.
It doesn't deter it. Anyway, but eventually you do get to Patterson's backyard. I won't have you do a climb check because you're excellent at climbing. You climb over his wooden fence into his backyard. Now his backyard, much like his front yard, doesn't look like it's been landscaped anytime soon. However, there's still a few hedges that are backed up against that back fence, plus a couple little hedgerows in front of his little patio door. The rest is like kind of really pale looking grass, kind of sickly looking grass. But that's the backyard at this point. What do you want to do? Of course, you see the back door entrance with both the grated front door and then the wooden second door. And they don't look like they've been opened or broken yet, at least.
Okay, then if everything looks up to snuff, she's gonna get up and run and start knocking on the door.
Yeah. Okay. Run. Open up the fence. You start knocking on the door. How many knocks? Oh, so it's just constant.
Yeah. She didn't learn a lesson. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, of course not. No, why would I expect that? You knock constantly. And there's no immediate response. You keep on knocking for about a full minute or two. And Ellie, you hold up a second. Yes, all right. Off towards the kitchen windows, the shades are drawn, but you see them open up a little bit, and you see the bleary eye of Frank Peterson looking out. And he looks towards you, and he kind of gives a bit of a confused look because you just dropped him off there last night. And then you see his eyes look towards beyond you, behind you, and they give a bit of a start, and he withdraws from the shade. Your sixth sense psychic ability begins to fire off as you have the distinct impression that there is someone behind you. Not immediately behind you, but maybe it will say about 40 feet behind you.
She'll turn her head to look behind.
Okay, give me a moment. Where are my tokens?
Tokens.
My tokens. Got a token. Really? Boo Inferno. Bad prep work. I didn't upload the tokens. Okay, that's okay. Well, use your imagination now, and I'll use filler ones for right now, and maybe during a little bit I'll upload them. Regardless, the tokens aren't the important thing. The important thing is what's behind you. As you turn around, you see climbing down the fence that you mere minutes ago climbed behind, the backyard fence. You see 3 figures. They appear human, but they also appear to be wearing masks. Imagine, if you will, a novelty Halloween or Easter mask from a store, right? And these are pictures of white and black-faced rabbits, right? With big round eyes and happy smiles and big plastic ears sticking in front of them. Now imagine if that mask, that plastic mask, had a blowtorch taken to it. And the eyes and the face and the nose start melting and creating this very macabre visage. These are the types of masks that these 2 gentlemen, and by their body type, 1 woman, appear to be wearing. They also seem to be built like brick shithouses. Each and every single one of them are easily 6 to 6.5 feet tall, have extremely wide shoulders, and with wearing black sweaters and black trousers. Each of them, even the woman, has what appears to be bulging biceps. The woman seems to be holding a crowbar with black gloved hands, while one gentleman has what appears to be a revolver with some strange metal attachment in front of it, a silencer. And the second one has what appears to be an impromptu weapon, a bat with several nails bashed into it. They climb down onto the shrubbery and turn towards you, and for a moment, surprised, they hesitate.
Ellie's gonna try and shove the door open.
To get inside the house?
Yep.
Okie dokie. It is very well locked and it is a solid door. However, you are a very strong individual with augmented strength. Let me take a look. I have your character sheet still open here. Physical strength of 23. That's augmented. It's pretty good. Okay. How about we do this? A good D100 roll. Okay?
Okay.
We won't give you any bonuses because I'm going to have the percentage reflect your strength and the strength of the door. Okay.
So
We're going to say if you get 20% or lower, it holds fast. Not forever, right? But you give it 4 good bashes and you just can't break through. And the opponents are going to start acting towards you, all right? Mm. If you get between 20 and 60%, oh, wait. I should be reversing this because low is good. Okay, sorry. 80 to 100, it doesn't quite open just yet. You give it 4 bashes, the door holds fast. From 79 to 40, you get it open, but it takes 2 big thunks. And from, we'll say, 11 to 39, you get it in 1 big push, and from 0 to 10%, you get it like immediately. Like you just kick the door down, and within the action, you got the door open. Sound fair? Don't worry, I have the math in my head.
Good.
You just roll the D100.
Okay.
I always like to let the players know what the threshold is, so you don't feel gypped. If you roll like a 79, like, oh, too bad. Oh, but you rolled a 90. Oh, too bad.
Oh.
Thump, 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 thump. God damn it, Frank, and your fucking 10 locks in your back door and your giant goddamn oak door. You bastard.
Ellie gives at least kind of a relieved look, like, well, at least it's well built, and then she'll turn and she'll look at the individuals.
They've you see well, you don't really see their faces underneath the mask. That's the whole point of a mask, Inferno. But the one with the big nailed back kind of gives this low rumbling chuckle, but it sounds like this weird, like, gurgling, bubbling noise. Not something a healthy person would say, as they begin to lurk and move towards you. Roll for initiative, Mila.
Da, 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 da. Hang on.
You do that, and I'm gonna open up our risk initiative, which I still feel really funny of me goading our viewers into changing, and then sure enough, they changed it. That's what I get.
I'll never do that again.
I don't know what the hell I expected.
Oh, wait.
They won't care.
I have the old one. Bird, can you secretly send it to me so we don't have to go to our viewers again?
All right, just give me a second, please.
Thanks, Dad.
Because I had to take it off the screen for now while it loads up the... Alright, copy. Alright, initiative is going back up. Let me toss this to you.
Hey, Burn, just by memory, do you remember what bonuses Sixth Sense gave?
Oh, I can't remember by memory, but I think it is a bonus to dodge, parry, and initiative for the first round of combat only. I think maybe an attack plus bonus, but I can't remember specifically. I do know that it is a +6 to initiative. And in case you guys need the initiative order, ba-bam. Let me actually pull out Isaac's character sheet.
That's 15, 19, 1. You stupid thug.
Stupid thug and your one.
Okay. All right, let me just realign this. Sort range, Z to A, column D. Vertical merges.
Hmm?
What?
No, don't worry about it. Sort range, column T, Z A. There we go. All right. Oh boy, Ellie, prepare to get your fucking ass shot.
Nice. I was born ready.
Born ready. All right.
Is that with the +6 to initiative?
I don't know.
Sixth Sense?
Did Ellie take that into court?
I get a +6?
Sixth Sense gives you some
Sixth
bonuses.
Sense gives you +6 to initiative and +2 to parry and +3 to dodge. And you can't be sneak attacked from behind for the first round of combat.
Except you kind of spent your initiative move trying to open the door.
That is true. That's a fair point. So never mind.
If we're gonna, because
Yeah,
you already
nitpick
said
like
your
that.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
And I'm down to be the underdog.
Yeah.
All right. No, but I like that. Actually makes a whole lot of sense. She couldn't get the door open. That was her first action. She lost the initiative. I mean, these guys didn't get a sneak attack on her, so we're all good, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the masked thug with the silenced pistol raises it up in a very militaristic fashion and takes a shot at your chest, going for the heart.
All right.
1d20 plus 3. No, plus 4. That's enough to hit, because they're 40 feet away, well, closer to 35 now. Regardless, do you want to take a defensive action?
Nope.
You're just gonna get, oh yeah, you're like, come at me, bro. I have 1 million SDC.
I think she's also kind of like horrified because they look freaky as fuck.
Yeah, they sure
They're
do.
like, she's a paranoid person now, and now they're like something out of her nightmares.
I love how you delivered that line. It's like out of her nightmare. I sure do. Okay. 3d6 SDC. Actually, 2d6 plus 3 SDC. Lucky number 13 tonight. Friday, and it's Friday the 13th. We're rolling 13s. Oh my God. Rabbit, people are gonna kill you. So you do 13 points of damage as the bullet hits you in the chest, but thankfully it's a through and through, and it doesn't hit any vital organs just yet. You're kind of John Wayne this. How many SDC do you have, just so I can kind of give you some proper feedback? Oh God.
Okay, you got it.
142?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Holy shit.
God damn crazies. All right.
I have
Next
21.
one. Yeah, I know. I know. My guy Xavier Anderson has like literally like 14. That would have nearly killed him.
Sorry.
Anyway, she's a tough hombre. So obviously a flare pain, but nothing major. The large, very burly woman with the crowbar comes charging at you. She does a charge attack. She's going to try to crack you on the head with her crowbar. And she gets a 13.
Wow.
Would you like to take a defensive action?
This is getting really spooky, actually.
Yeah.
Can I do a simultaneous attack?
Sure. She will. She did get her called shot to your head. So she will hit your noggin. But if you rolled it, what do you want to do? What attack do you want to do?
I was just gonna try and just punch her in the gut.
Okay, gut punch. All right. So go ahead and roll to hit. She won't be able to dodge, obviously, because you're gonna hit her at the exact same time.
I'm gonna check my strike.
Oh my God, you hit her straight in the gut. Now go ahead and roll damage, and remember to add your damage bonus to this roll too.
Okay. How do I? Oh, what's my? Oh, fist. Here we go.
Your punch.
1d4.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
But you have like a plus 12.
Yeah, 1d4 plus 12. Yeah.
Yep. Maximum damage, 16 points of SDC. All right, let me jot that down. All right, and let me roll damage.
All right.
5 points of SDC to your head.
Yeah, what's my head SDC?
Well, it is actually here. Let me help you out here.
Okay.
There's a picture of a rabbit with a gun. Sorry, I have my cheat sheet for dividing up head, arm, and whatever damage.
Perfect.
So give me just here we go. Head is 40% of your total MDC. So, where are you? How much? Let me look at your character sheet. So 142.
Mm-hmm.
So 142 times 1.4. No, wait, that's not right. 142 times 0.4. So round up 57. Oh my God, 57 SDC. She'll be wailing on your goddamn head for a month.
There's not much in there, Ellie says.
you get a bay. Okay, so she's knocked you. It's your turn, Ellie. By the way, for you very patient players that are coming on, after this first melee round, regardless of how it's resolved, that's when you gentlemen will be driving up. So just so you're aware.
Sure.
And there might also be other things going on too. We'll find out. Ellie.
Ellie's gonna do the thing and aim at this person's head with the crowbar because they like
the crowbar woman. Okay, great.
Yeah. I instantly forgot my strike bonus. Okay, now I got it.
Now hold up.
Oh.
Hitting the head is a called shot, so you want to make it harder by 6.
So 2. Wait,
Yes.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just telling.
Okay, well.
It's crit.
Oh, you crit. What was that spiral about players loving to frustrate their teammates? Do their dice do the same thing sometimes? I took a bullet. You shot me.
Well, I'm gonna say this is your own fault if you knew she's got 160 STC. I mean, what was your plan going into this?
You son of a bitch. What was your plan going into this? All right. Go ahead and roll damage. 1d4 plus 12, but double it.
So 30.
That was another max damage, so 32.
You just like Sub-Zero this guy, just like uppercutted his skull and the whole spinal column straight out. It's like,
no, but that doesn't.
Flawless victory.
Good point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it up to you, Kriana. Do you want to punch him square in the middle of the mask? Do you want to uppercut them? Do you want to bash them on the side of the head? What's up?
I was thinking, because I'm assuming Ellie's shorter than this person, because you said like they were like 6.
Yeah, she's like 6'3".
Yeah, so she's probably punching up, so I'm guessing a lot of damage to the jaw area.
Yeah. Your fist connects with her jaw, and with a crack, her head slams back, almost hitting her in between the shoulder blades, as she goes flying 2 feet and hits the grass, and you don't know if she's dead or if she's knocked out cold, but for a moment, the other two folks, the other two gentlemen, hesitate.
Can I take that moment to say something real quick?
Yeah, yes you can.
She'll kind of like touch where she's been shot and like look at the blood and say, "You better run because I'm not dying."
I'm gonna have them roll horror factor. We're gonna say combined with your obvious immunity to the bullet, not immunity, but just high SDC, and the fact that you just fucking one-shotted their friend. I'm gonna give that a good horror factor 14. Yeah, so if they roll 13 or lower, damn. They well, they don't shit themselves and run away, but that doesn't mean they're gonna just be idiots. Masked Thug turn. You hear he moves next to the fellow with the pistol, and you hear a gargling, creaky voice say, "Hit her in the head this time." As the masked thug with the pistol tries to shoot you in your head.
Ugh.
Need some closed captioning, man.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, he said hit her in the head this time.
Oh, okay.
Don't
I
thought it was
I
supposed to be
played,
like
I
gibberish.
played
I was
Call of
just kidding.
Cthulhu. I know what he said.
All right, so -2 for a called headshot. You might want to make a defensive action, or not, or just take the head damage, I guess. It's right on the money. It's right on a 10. So it's within 60 feet, so you roll a 1d20 -10. Oh, that'll be tricky.
Wait, doesn't he still have to get a 12 to do a headshot?
Oh, shit!
Yeah, it's called
He
shot.
does.
Yeah.
Thank you, Squee, for reminding me of my own goddamn rules. I'm sorry. I got so I forgot about the 12 is the threshold, not the 10. Bad GM. I was too focused on translating what they were saying. You're right. It misses your head, thankfully. It hits you again in the chest. Do you want to take a defensive action or just get shot?
She's gonna eat it just because she doesn't want Frank to be behind the door out of concern that if the bullet fires through the door, it might hit him. So she'll take it.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I'm a nice person.
Mark has experience. All right. I'm a nice person. All right. 2d6 plus 3. 8 more damage, SDC. This one grazes down just above your shoulder, creating a big divot in there, but obviously missing your head. The masked person with the crowbar is out of the fight. Spoiler alert. Ellie, your turn.
Ellie will say, I tried to warn you, and race at the guy with the gun. I don't know if she can make it to him, but...
Well, see... Yes, you can't make her one action for 2 reasons. It's 30 feet worth of distance, but you're very fast. Your speed is 28. 28 feet versus 30 feet or so. I'm not going to be that niggling. You know what I mean?
She can also be tired from running for. She bolted.
That's true. Okay, well, you know what? Let's play in character. She's a little winded still from all that. We'll say it takes 2 actions to get to him and attack. Okay, so I've taken out your 2 actions. All right, what do you want to do with Pistol Face?
So what I envision in my brain is like she runs and then she jumps and like brings her fist back and goes for his head.
Oh, nice. Like a flying punch, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? Oh, yeah.
So, is that a 3 plus 3 again, or is that different because she's jumping?
No, well, it's a little bit different because I'm going to count this as your kick-ass leap attack, which means you can critically strike on a natural 18, 19, or 20.
You know so what should I do?
So roll a 1d20, add plus 3, and if you roll a natural 18, 19, or 20, that's a fucking another critical attack.
Okay, let's do...
No.
Oh.
And it hits the main body.
Oh, that's not...
All right, roll... That's not nice. All right, roll damage.
Okay. D4 plus 12.
All right, well, you hit him right in the chest, and you hear this horrible meaty thud, and the guy gives a surprised noise underneath of it. And this is also maybe a little disturbing, Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
When you punch him, it doesn't feel like natural flesh and muscle. It's like really soft. It's like you just punched a rotten nectarine or something, or a rotten piece of fruit.
Oh God!
Like that's the sensation, like underneath your thing. He doesn't break open or anything, but that's what it feels like. Ugh. So he gives a big squawk, and the masked thug with the bat is now more than a little concerned. Okay. He's gonna try one last crazy attack. He's since he's right next to his buddy, he's gonna try to bean you on the head again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're a zombie. Maybe if I hit him in the head, he'll die, right? So 1d20, and his bonuses are a little bit worse than hers, so he only gets a +1. He hits your main body once again. Now, do you want to take a defensive action like parry or dodge?
Or
roll with punch because it's a blunt object?
Can I do another attack?
Simultaneous attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure can.
I can't say that word for whatever reason.
Simultaneous. That's okay.
Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So yeah, she'll do a simultaneous. Hey, I did it.
To any particular area in his body?
Just going, I guess, whatever she can reach. So probably just his main body. We'll just do main body.
Yeah. If you did a little hop, you'd be able to hit his head. I won't rule out the head.
Okay.
If you want him in the head.
Yeah, I'll go for the head. Why the hell not?
Okay.
Might as well go.
You can always
There's
go
a
for
trend.
balls.
They could be a zombie for all I know.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Who knows? That also just hits his main body. Roll damage. Oh, and I'll roll damage too. Oh, okay. Exchange it for 12 and 5. Once again, you hit this time his shoulder, and you hear like this weird snapping noise, but he doesn't, like a sick twig underneath like a rotten log or something. No, it's like the sound of like punching a rotten log when you hit his shoulder. And he gives this grunt in pain, but nothing much else. So that's his action. Top of the order, though. You know what? You're still too close for comfort. He's not liking this. The masked thug is making his way. He's withdrawing from you, and he's now attempting to climb the fence and get out of there. The fence is nearby. I'm gonna have him do a climb check to see if he can do it. He can't actually. He's halfway. He's halfway up the fence by the time his action is over. Ellie.
Ellie's not going to try and stop him from running.
Mm-hmm.
She'll look at the guy she just punched and say, "You go too."
Okay, that'll be your action. And the masked thug, you can see like cloudy eyes underneath that mask. He looks you right in the eyes, and his eyes are, like I said, they're cloudy. They're like they have cataracts in them, or they're diseased or something. And he points with the bat over to his fallen companion, and he gives a guttural grunt, and almost dismissing you, moves over to pick up his very immense companion to take with him. Are you going to interfere with him or no?
No.
Okay.
He's concerned about his friend. I can identify with that.
Okay. He lowers the bat, hoists his massive female companion over his shoulders, kind of firefighter style. And wait, I'm hearing people bleep. All right. Firefighter style, and exits out the fence. At this point, you can hear a car around the front. And at this point, I'm going to pause for a moment because we're going to bring in the rest of the group. But I do want to wait till Burn is here because I don't want to repeat myself. But in the meantime, let's save ourselves a little bit of time, all right? This is a mild spoiler alert, but Lavin and Patrick and Tom and Al, you are going to be entering within combat. So why don't you go ahead and roll your initiatives. We'll add it to the initiative sheet here while we wait for Burn to get in here. Sound fair?
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, and go ahead and put yourself where you want.
Tom's back.
Okay, roll for initiative. Roll for initiative so we can get this math out of the way, and then I'll give you some flavor, okay?
Cool. 2.
All right, go ahead and put it in the sheet while I roll for initiative for my side. Okay. I'll give you the option, Ellie. Do you want to re-roll your initiative, or do you want to keep it at that 12? You'll have to keep your second roll.
I'll keep it 12. It's not bad.
Okay. Okay. Nope, it's above average.
Yeah.
All right, Al. Oh, let's just bring you up. I almost changed your initiative on you. Bad me. 11. Spooky. Well, it's going to get spookier. All right. Let me just sort you guys. Sort you all out. Boom. All right. Patrick, you're driving, right? Patrick?
That's correct.
Yes. Okay. Just want to make sure. Just keep on that. Now, as you're driving to get in front of Frank's place, are you parking across the street, down the street, or right in front of the house?
All right. He's going to be probably across the street, usually where he parked last time.
Okay, where you parked last time. Perfect. 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 As you as you drive up to the street itself at just before 10 o'clock in the morning, just as you're parking, all of you in the vehicle begin to see a very bizarre sight. From the just down the street, about 60 feet in front of your vehicle, you see a sewer grate open up. Now, I'm going to just briefly describe the scene, and then we're going to get into the initiative. So if you want to act during this time, we'll go in order, right? But I'm just kind of setting things up here. The sewer itself opens up, and you see a black mask look around. As I described to Kriana, this is a similar mask. It looks like a novelty plastic bunny mask, but it's been completely melted. And a very slender, like impossibly thin. Lavin's thin for his height, right? But this person looks just as tall as Lavin, but half the weight. It's almost like its skeletal sculpture is almost inhuman. It's borderline inhuman. As its legs are very long. They take up a good 60% of the body, and their arms reach down to their knees. And their torsos are very small compared to the rest of it. And they creep and crawl out of this sewer like some sort of bizarre four-legged spider. Then another, then another, then another. 5 begin to flood out of the sewer and move their way towards the front of Patterson's house. Off to the right of his house, just across the street, you can see a group of 5 more of these individuals. Same, all impossibly thin, in black clothes with these freaky rabbit masks on. But these ones look, well, if the ones coming out of the sewer were impossibly thin, these ones are impossibly fat. They're so big, their giant stumpy legs are warty and full. And in fact, it almost looks like they're rolling down across the street towards Patterson's place. Big, hulking muscle and fat rolling towards the right of his house. And towards his left, what you can see swooping in from the sky, landing on his roof itself, are the closest thing to humanoid shapes you've seen. They have the general dimensions of you or I, but with the exception of strange bony protrusions that stick out from their backs. Imagine, if you will, someone cut down the center of your chest and opened it up and exposed your lugs and rib cage out into the world like an open skeleton, right? And it's like sticking from their back is their very own ribs and lungs. And they are literally flying and hovering down from the sky and landing onto them. Another group of 5. So 5 spidery-like things spewing out of the sewer, 5 groups of large rolling putrid masses coming in from the right, and 5 freaky flying rabbits, also with the rabbit masks, descending down from on high. Ellie, you don't see 2 of the groups. I'm going to say, for lack of a better word, the spider group and the bulking group. But you do see a few figures land on the roof from behind Patterson's abode.
Oh,
Any questions?
Ugh.
No.
What the fuck? I can't answer that part.
I'm good.
Are any of them lookers?
What is their physical beauty scores?
Smash or pass?
Actually, thank you.
Swipe left or right.
Horror factor.
Yeah.
Horror factor.
Yeah.
They have
Thanks
a
a lot.
factor of 13. So roll a 1d20, add any bonuses you might have from 13 from 4 horror factor, which you should thanks to certain blessings of certain people.
I have a plus 1. Hang on. I have this on my sheet somewhere.
I just saw Tom's man. What the fuck?
All right, Lavin.
Yeah.
Lavin is like, I don't care. I have my fucking rifle.
Ah,
Patrick's like,
plus 3.
I fought a demon bear. This is fine.
Oh.
Ellie's like,
Oh shit.
oh!
Yeah, so I'm mostly playing in character for the kind of.
But Al is okay too.
Fantastic.
A little bit disturbed. Now normally we have our custom horror factor rules, where if you roll extremely well, you might get immune from this type. But let's just pass that right now because, spoiler alert, these are very unique to this dimension. You won't be coming across a lot of them in your future adventures, hopefully. Or maybe this will be the last time you meet them. Although, Ellie, you will need to roll... Ellie, you will need to roll a 1d... give me a moment. Horror factor rolls. I need you to... Okay, so what is your ME score?
My ME is 11.
Okay, so roll a d20, please.
Right.
Okay, so it's 11 minus 3, which is 8. So at a plus 8, all your bonuses to strike, parry, and dodge are -1 for this combat.
No.
Somehow I think you'll survive. Okay, so in the initiative, I've just grouped them up into general groups. Just for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to have all 5 kind of act at once, for lack of a better word. All right? So the spiders, I'm going to just call them the spider thugs, for lack of a better word. The spider things begin to finish creeping out of the sewer. And they ignore you completely. Their eyes completely fixed on the front. And they manage to skitter and scurry across and get to Patterson's front lawn. That's their action. Patrick.
Well, I guess what he's going to do is get out of Parkins
Okay.
and actually try to drive up to, like, the front walkway or whatever the flip. Instead of actually, having the rules of the road, point his car towards the lawn, brake at that point and put up on my brights towards them, hopefully grabbing their attention.
Okay, so I just want to be clear. Are you going to try to drive onto his lawn as well or onto his front walkway? Or are you going to stop before you hit the curb and turn on the lights?
I'm going to stop before hitting the curb.
Okay. You do have a horn too. Do you want to play the horn or no? No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. If that's not what you thought about it, I just thought if you want to get his direction, you don't
Yeah. No. If I'm trying to get attention, that would be definitely a knee-jerk reaction for a person who has driven a lot. To
yeah.
That's kind of the natural reaction. So yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have you roll, because this is gonna be a difficult. Like you want to quickly get on there, so it's real simple. I'm gonna have you roll a driving skill check. I want you to make it harder by 25. If you succeed at any point, you get to do it all within one action. If you fail, you still do it, but it'll take 2 actions.
Should be it. Nope.
All right. So you do so, but it takes 2 actions, which means you don't grab their attention while Al, Lavin, Tom, and Ellie are taking their turn. Okay, Al. What do you do?
Is the vehicle currently
moving? No, the vehicle is currently moving. Patrick moved before you, so yeah, he's right now gearing it to get in front of Patterson's house. He's not moving super fast. You can jump out and roll with it if you want to. Like he's going maybe 10 miles per hour, not even.
Yeah, I mean, but it looks like he's going to stop soon. So I think I'll not risk the sprained ankle.
Okay.
I'll just say, I'll say you guys handle the flying ones because I don't have anything that can reach them.
Okay. And do you want to do anything else while you're talking?
Yeah, he's going to take out with one hand he's going to take out one of his hidden switchblades, and with the other hand he's going to take out Sharp because, well, these aren't people.
That's fucking racist. Ellie.
Yeah.
I'm teasing.
Hell yeah, it is.
Hell yeah. Ellie's looking a little bit more frantic, so she's gonna run it to Frank's store.
All right, so you're making a running push this time.
To Frank's store?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that works.
Oh, sorry. Did you mean you're just gonna run up to it and lock on again? I got the impression.
Oh no, she's gonna shoot. She's gonna run on it, and she respects Frank. She's not gonna try and bust it open this time. She feels bad for that. She's gonna be patting the door with the palm of her hand.
Okay, it might take. Well, tell you what. It's a little spoilery, but I'm gonna mark off 3 turns, and by your 3rd turn, by the time you act again, someone will be at the door. Okay.
I hope it's Frank. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Oh, the rollers. Oh, I love you guys. All right. With a bunch of putrid fat moving underneath their sweaters that barely cover their bulbous bodies, they churn towards and hop over the fence that's dividing, the side street to the right of Frank's townhouse and his side yard, for lack of a better word. And what's really disturbing is how well they circumvent that fence. They don't bash right through it. It's almost like they're made of Play-Doh or melted butter and fat, and they just form over the fence like a blob, just hurtling over it and landing softly on the grass, not leaving any sort of mark on the fence itself. As they also descend towards Frank's abode. And the flyers themselves, all 5 of them finally get on the roof, and you can see 2 of them are kind of moving towards an attic window entrance that thankfully is completely shuttered up. 11.
Since the car is still moving, would begin to roll down the window and try to, if I have time, roll down the window and put the rifle out the window and take a shot at one of the guys on the roof.
Sure, let's see here. Rolling down the window. Unfortunately, you have to hand crank it. Tell you what, to be fair, a hand cranking the window, getting your rifle out and ready and aim and shoot, how about we say that takes 2 actions? Is that fair?
Sure.
Okay, so 2 actions. And who do you want to fire at?
One of the guys on the roof.
One of the roof flyers. All right. From your current angle right now, you can see 2 of them. We'll just say the closest one. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. And the good news is that you can see them from the torso on up. Do you want to go for the main body or hit a particular area?
Nope, just main body's fine.
Okay. Roll to hit. No penalties.
Actually, sorry, I changed my mind.
Okay. You can do that as long as the dice doesn't roll. Mm-hmm.
Are there hearts exposed?
From the back, yes. Now the one that you're gonna fire at, you can see him from the front, but the second one has their back turns towards you, and you can see their innards exposed, at least a little bit. You see a lot of muscle and bone. You can probably aim where you think where the heart is.
Sure, that sounds
okay.
Good.
So let's make that harder by 4. By 4.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, you have a plus 12 to hit with that rifle?
With an aim shot, yeah.
When you're good, eh? All right. Roll damage.
Let's see what my damage is.
That's enough. Holy moly. Well, they might look like freaks, and Al might not think they're human. Obviously so. Obviously, I don't mean to rag on you, Squee. I'm just teasing. But their hearts seem to be where human hearts are, and you punch a large hole right through the chest, through the back, out through the front. A spray of blood hits the old shingles on the roof, and the creature slumps down with a gurgled gasp as they hit the roof, and they slowly begin to slide off of it. Their foot hits the eave trough, and like a disgusting upside down scarecrow, it hangs from the roof, dead as a doornail. Good shot, Lavin. Tom.
Okay, well, one sec. Had to clear my throat. So,
sure.
we're still in the moving vehicle. I'm going to start unfurling the swords and getting them ready to unsheath, but as soon as the vehicle stops moving, then I'm going to get out and start rushing towards the fat guys.
Okay, so if it's okay by you, we'll spend your action just getting ready with your weapons in hand, and we'll wait till after Patrick's next turn, and then on your next turn, you can go out and go gangbusters. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. So everyone hears a crack shot of Lavin's rifle hit the air as that one flying type rabbit thug falls dead. The spider-like thin thugs turn towards that shot and all at once begin to descend on the car. They move incredibly fast, and one of them is on the hood of the car. 2 of them are on the right side of the vehicle, we'll say close to where Tom and Al are, and which is the passenger side, and 2 of them are on the driver's side, which is where we'll say Lavin and Al is. Lavin and Patrick is. Sound fair?
Yeah.
So, tell you what. Let's make things a little bit easier.
Bear is supposed to be here, by the way.
Bear's in the trunk.
Here.
That's legit. I could see why he
would
be in the trunk.
Instead of a trunk monkey, we have a trunk wolfen. Got it.
Trunk was open. He wasn't actually in the trunk. He was also in the back seat.
No, really, officer, you don't want to look in the trunk. There's a bear in there.
Hi. I like sugar.
You're under arrest. Fair.
Fair. Lawyer.
My lawyer's right there.
Bear will take his 2 actions after after the spider group. I'm sorry, I was keeping track of so much shit.
Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us, right? Okay. Honestly, he has melee weapons as well, so he's just doing what Tom was doing. So, luckily for all of you, the spiders are coming to you. The the one on the roof goes to punch the windshield. It's going to hit the windshield. The only question is how much damage does it do? Not enough to break it, but enough to cause a sizable big crack in the windshield in front of your face, Patrick. The two on the right towards Al and Tom, you have your windows rolled up, right?
I imagine so, sure.
Yeah. Only Lavin rolled down his window. So we're going to say your windows are up. So once again, they're going to try to bash and attempt to break the windows where you are. One of them. Both of them. Oh, they're just hitting everything, right? Both of them with their balled up, strange fists smash at the glass, breaking it, but not shattering it, but causing large cracks in it. Looks like one more punch and they're going to break on through. The ones towards Lavin, however, both of them descend upon Lavin's rifle and try to make a grab for it. So, Lavin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them both do a called roll to hit. If they hit, you can take a defensive action. More probably trying to dodge a rifle out of the way or try to let them hit it, but wrestle it from them. But they have to hit it first. So it's a called shot, and your rifle is smaller than your main body, so we're going to make it harder for them by 3. And so that actually cancels out their 2 hit. So we got, come on, roll d20 sometime today. All right, 1 miss and 2 miss. So they try to make these scratching grabs at your rifle, but they miss. But you get so close to them, you can see that their fingernails are grown out to at least an inch above their fingertips, and they look razor sharp. But thankfully, they miss at grabbing at your rifle. Bear gives a roar and pushes himself out of the vehicle, not past either Lavin or Tom, but out through the trunk itself, although it does take him an action to actually get out there. But he has his 2 short swords brandished and ready to go. Patrick, you're now parked. You've gotten their attention. What would you like to do?
I'm going to hold my turn.
Okay. Hold it until you say, or it comes to be your action again. Al.
Is it possible to get out of the car? I know it's trying to punch the window in, so that might
open you can door. You can open the door, and it will probably hit into it. Whether it knocks it back or not, I think would be fair to do an opposed strength check. You don't know how strong these things are yet.
Right. I have another question. Well, no, actually, I guess I'll find out when I try it.
Yeah. There's a man.
Instead of trying an opposed strength check, well,
I'm going to weep softly and say, "Please leave me alone, spider rabbits."
Right. Yeah, Al's going to. This is gonna sound silly. Al's gonna start rolling down the window. Because I want to attack it, but I don't want to attack it through a window and possibly slit my own wrists on the broken glass.
All right. Well, we can do the same thing we did with Lavin. You can roll down and attack and use 2 actions.
Well, my only question would be this. Activated Sharp is a mega damage weapon. Could I reliably break the window enough that I wouldn't leave sharp shards everywhere?
You've never had to do this before. You're not too sure. As a GM with the consequences, it doesn't look like safety glass. You know that for sure.
Right.
So there's a chance of
okay. Yeah, then now I'm gonna roll it down and make an attack. So while I roll it down, can I say sharp?
Sure.
Okay. I will roll it down, say sharp, and make an attack with sharp.
Great.
in its
You
mega
skip your
damage state.
All right. Roll to hit. Are you hitting? Are you going for an area of the body?
Sure. Though I would have to ask, given my limited strike window, what could I reliably hit?
Head, shoulders, arms.
Head, shoulders,
Hands.
arms. All right, I'm gonna go for the head. Knees and toes. I'm gonna go for the head, which is that's.
Go for the eyes.
Oh yeah.
Go for the eyes.
Oh, can I go for the eyes?
Yeah. Well, there are eye holes in the mask. You're assuming there are eyes in them that are staring out at you. Once again, cloudy and sickly.
You know, that's -9, so that'd only be a. That'd still be a. No, I'm gonna just go for the head. I'm still gonna go for the head, so it's just -6. So.
Man.
All right.
I rolled a natural 20.
Wow.
Okay. I see how this is tonight. I see how it is. That's okay. He's still gonna try to dodge because he'd rather not get stabbed in the head. He fails. I'm gonna use his action. I can just mark that down in my notes. Okay, good. All right, roll damage.
Okay, so it's my holy weapon, so it'll be 1d6 plus 10 damage and then doubled,
It's
right?
your holy weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, now the holy weapon only works against unholy supernatural threats.
It's a plus 10 damage to anything.
Oh,
a plus 2 to strike, a
that's
plus 1 to
right.
parry.
Yeah.
Bad inferno. No, you're absolutely right. But it does double damage, right?
Yeah.
Against supernatural threats.
Correct.
Okay, so
Whoops.
what are you
Sorry.
eyeing about?
No, I hit a macro that do. That's why I was like, whoops.
So is that your roll, your macro, or no?
No, yeah. So the bottom one, the 11 times 2, I guess, because it's a crit. Oh, you said it does double damage already to supernaturals. So
Well,
what's a
if
crit?
if you hold up a second. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up. Just tell me what the regular damage is, and if it is supernatural and it does get doubled, I'll describe it to you. If it doesn't,
So the
then
regular
go up.
damage, because of the
22.
crit, would be 22 MDC,
Okay.
not SDC.
Well, you say that, but
I do, but
in this world, Sable is a powerful dimension, and if you were expected to take the poor man's head off, unfortunately, that's not the case. However, 22 damage of your holy weapon still does slice through his mask and his cheek. And you have to take a good hard grip on your knife to make sure it doesn't go out with him. As this spider humanoid thing gives this horrible shrieking gurgle. And you can see on the tip of your blade, the blood begins to bubble and boil and make this horrible hissing noise, like you just it was extremely hot and it hit water. And what you've also noticed is that the blood in this thing is, well, it's obviously black and white, right? So it's a very dark color. And this thing comes it screams and it claws at its face and it falls on its back, extremely wounded, if not completely incapacitated. All right, that's your action. You good?
Woot woot. Yeah.
So out of character, now that you use this, heads up, much like mega damage energy weapons, for right now, sharp, even when this mega damage is converted to SDC.
I, as a player, figured, but I figured it'd be a good test.
Yeah, it's good to let me know. You don't know until you try it. It's all good.
All right. But it doesn't look like it did extra damage against unnatural or supernatural, correct?
It's hard to tell for sure. You'd have to do more testing. All I know is that a knife to its face was very effective.
Got it.
The rolling group, moves over to his side, to the side of his house, the right-hand side of Patterson's house. And on that side of this house, there are two shuttered windows, one on the first floor and one on the second floor. Similar how they were climbing the fence, all five of them begin to slurp their way up the side of the building. Two of them resting on by the first floor window, and the other three continuing their way up to the second. They haven't reached the second window yet, but they're moving their way. Oops, that's the rollers. The Flyers, on the other hand, they had a buddy that just got shot, and two of them, interestingly enough, go to claw at the corpse and perhaps expose themselves a little bit, especially their backs, as they try to hoist their very dead companion up, while the other two give this horrible spitting, gurgling noise. But seeing how their spider-like companions are occupying Lavin, perhaps also mistakenly, turn their backs towards the car and begin to try to bash at the shuttered windows of the attic on the roof, punching giant holes into it, causing splinters to go forth either way. Lavin.
So, if I understand correctly, I'm in the back driver's side of the car.
Correct. And by your rolled-up window, you have these two strange spider-like humanoids clawing at your rifle.
So I would want to toss my rifle sort of on the floor of the back seat of the car so that it's out of reach.
All right, perfect.
And vibroblade, whichever one seems more convenient, like in the chest or whatever's exposed, nothing special.
All right, we'll just say the rightmost one, and that's also your holy weapon, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Sorry. Go ahead and roll to strike. That'll take one action for you to do. Just in the chest, right?
Yeah.
All right. Roll damage. Beautiful. You hit this being in the chest, right in the square chest, and similar to Al, you're not too unfamiliar with this because it's a vibroblade, but it slides right in so much that your blade is poking along its back. And once again, you hear this horrible sizzling noise. In fact, you can see smoke rising from the chest. And as you withdraw your vibroblade, once again, the slick black blood on the blade begins to bubble, as if your weapon is fire hot. And interestingly enough, this spider thing recoils back and it puts its hand on the wound and it begins shrieking this horrible, bubbly shrieking noise. Very, very high pitched too. It looks incapacitated, but not dead. Tom.
All right, so we're stuck in here, and I was originally going to go for the fat guys, but these spiders are all over us, so I'm going to try and do an opposed strength check to try and get out by forcing the door open.
Okie dokie. What's your strength?
My strength is a 15.
Okay, all right. So I'd like you to roll a 1d20. Don't add any modifiers to it. And I'm going to roll a 1d20 and add a 4 to it. And whoever wins the duel for the door.
Okay. I will roll.
So you'll have to beat a 9. And you do! Good job.
Fantastic.
So you slam open the door and you knock back this spider thing. Not so much. It regains its weight. Let me double check. Yeah, it regains its footing, no problem. So it doesn't fall back on its ass or its head or anything like that. But you do push it back enough for you to scoot through and get out of the vehicle. Do you want to do anything else?
Can I attack that one?
Sure, it'll take 2 actions. First to push it through and the other one to attack. But I'll use up 2 actions on your end if that's okay by you.
Sure.
All right, go ahead and attack.
All right. So, just before I roll this, I don't think you gave me the damage for the short swords because I never actually used them yet. I think they might have been 1d6.
Give me a moment.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. If I didn't give you the damage, it's my fault. At least I know where to look for it. You're not an energy weapon.
Nope.
Big game. I'm just kidding. Come on.
Could be full of positive energy.
Maybe.
It's a spunky sword.
There it is. Convention. Short sword is a 1d6. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Then I will roll.
Plus strength bonus. I mean your damage. Damage bonus.
I'm gonna try and go for the head, so this is going to be at a -6. Right?
Yes. Yep. Heads
right.
are -6s. Yeah.
I got a natural 1.
You whiff. You whiff.
I completely whiff.
You clang and you hit the earth and dirt beside his head. Womp womp.
All right. That's my turn.
The spiders. 2 of them are injured. Their wounds still bubbling and boiling. And the other 3 remaining, they all make this horrible hissing noise, but there's like a horrible gurgle behind it as well. Regardless, the one on the hood continues to try to bash through, and I have a feeling Patrick's going to do his attack after it does that. But let's find out. Yep. Smash! The entire front windshield erupts in shards of glass, and Patrick, you take 1 point of STC damage as a few flicks of glass hit your cheek.
Okay.
That's its attack. So that's it for it. Do you want to take your action yet, or do you want to wait for the other 2? Or do you want to keep holding?
I'm going to keep holding.
Okay. The other spider thing by Lavin. It brings its long arms towards its companion, and it begins to drag it away from the vehicle, still making this horrible hissing noise from underneath its mask. The other one, on Al and Tom's side, interestingly enough, crouches itself above its wounded friend with the face wound, almost like in a defensive posture, like it's guarding it with its own body. And it appears to be waiting and watching with these sick eyes to see what Al and Tom or whoever else might do. That's their turn. Bear swings around on Tom and Al's side. And he's not going to hesitate. He's going to do similar to Tom and try to do a headshot with his short swords onto the guarding creature's head. Just hitting its main body. It strokes, Bear's blade strokes across its chest, cutting its sweater and cutting into the flesh. But unlike, you can see in the heat of moment, unlike Al and Lavin's weapons, the blood doesn't it's on Bear's blade, but it doesn't hiss or boil. And although this thing gives a small grunt in pain, it doesn't seem to be as negatively affected, but still wounded. Patrick, we're back on your turn. You need to act or lose your action.
Right. Huh. Alright. Patrick is going to most likely... Okay, who's in my passenger seat?
Al.
Ow.
Right? Yeah. Ow.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Well, yeah, no. Patrick would most likely just is there anyone on my door?
Nope.
Alright, he's gonna get out.
Okay, there's one on your hood, but all right, so you get out of the vehicle. Do you want to do anything else as you're getting out?
No, not really.
All right, we'll spend the action of you getting on out. Al, don't worry, Ellie, we're almost up to you. Knocking on heaven's door. Go ahead, Al.
So, if I recall correctly, so the scene in front of me is the creature I hit down on its back, another creature guarding it that just got wonked by.
There.
All right.
Wonk.
Can I? Well, I'll open the door and step out and start. Well, that might just take my action right there. Opening the door and getting out of the car.
Okay. Well, you if you want to do an attack, we'll do like everyone else, just 2 actions.
Not yet, actually.
Okay. All right, good. Not a problem.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Ellie, the door that you're knocking, you're still here, right, Kriana?
Yeah. No.
Okay. All right. The door that you're knocking on opens up real quick. You see, oh my God, you see Frank Patterson, this time in full safari gear. His helmet, his beige top, his trousers. He has a giant ass Bowie knife on one side. He has his rifle in his hand. He opens up. He goes, hurry, get in. I told you they were real. Everyone was laughing at me, but look now.
I was never laughing at you, Frank.
I know, but the other ones were. All my preparations are for now.
No. Get your traps ready, Frank. It's time.
Okay. And he hurries you in. He says, I'll need a hand. I'll need help.
You got it.
Okay. So, my friends, I know we're getting late to that time. Is it all right for you guys to hold on to the end of this action round, and then we'll resume next session?
Sure, it's just 2 days away.
You guys can hang on for about 5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm confused. Yeah, what?
No, wait,
yes.
we're going to be ending this combat round and then we're going to stop? Is that the thing?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
well,
okay.
I guess I wasn't.
Sure.
I'm an idiot, and I wasn't articulating. Yes.
I mean,
Once we're
it's
done with
only
this
2
combat round,
till the next session, so I
2
can
weeks.
survive. 2 days till the next session.
2
so I
days.
can
Oh
survive.
yeah, 2 days. Yeah. We can survive.
What do you mean
good
by
stuff.
combat round? Like this order of initiatives, or what? Like the whole
Yeah, this
combat?
order of initiatives. Yeah. So like
Yeah,
you'll get
so
one brack.
like 3 more turns or something. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone's groovy? Groovy. Okay. You hear now, none of you can really see it at this point, but off to the right of Patterson's home, you start to hear the creaking and cracking and smashing of boards. And the flyers, the 2 trying to bring up their corpse friend from hanging from the roof managed to do so. And once again, from the roof, you can begin to hear the smashing of wood and then sudden silence. Lavin.
Evan?
Spyro?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. I was talking and muted. I've been muted because I keep
Okay.
coughing into my mic.
That's
So
all right.
if I understand correctly, the second guy who was attacking me grabbed his buddy who was hurt and started backing off.
Yeah, start dragging him away from the vehicle. Yeah.
Okay. Do I have sight on some of the guys on the roof, or did they disappear?
Most of them disappeared, but there's still one. Unfortunately, all you can see is his shoulders and his head. And if you act now, you can snap off a shot and get him.
Yeah, I'll grab the rifle and snap a shot off at his head.
Okay, perfect. Roll to strike. Make it harder by 6 because it is a headshot. darn. And unfortunately, as far as the distance and the fact that all you can see is his head, if you tried to go for the main body, it would just... Actually, this is exactly what happens. The bullet hits the eaves trough and breaks a big portion of it away, but unfortunately, you don't hit his head.
Okay.
Tom.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to keep trying to attack this spider guy.
Okay. The one who was wounded by Al, or the one that's guarding the wounded guy? That was the same guy you tried to attack, the one that's guarding.
Yeah, the one that's guarding.
Great, so, perfect.
Again, against the head.
Against the head.
Got a 5.
Ooh, that might hit his main body. And in fact, he's trying to guard his... No. Actually, no. With his clawed hands, he is going to try a parry. Why not? He can do it. He does it! Barely. Yeah. But he does it. He tied to the defender, so he, with his clawed fingers, quickly pushes your sword away. But it's a very desperate struggle.
Cool.
Bear continues his assault, though. Let me just... once again, trying to hit this creature in the head. Failing. Fellow tries to parry, and succeeds. Okay. Patrick. You have one spider dude on the roof of the car who just busted it up, hissing, looking at you. You have a pair on Lavin's side and your side. One wounded, the other one trying to drag him away. And on Al and Tom's side, you have one wounded and the other one guarding his body with his own. All making this horrible hissing, gargling noise.
All right. What Patrick's going to do is going to sound dumb, probably because it is.
That's okay.
But Patrick's going to actually go to the person that's dragging the other one and try to remove his mask.
That's not dumb at all. Yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. Now, he's not going to want you to take his mask, but he is a little bit distracted. What I want you to do is just to do a hand-to-hand to hit. All right? Technically, it's a called shot to the head. You know what? It is a called shot to the head, but I'm not going to give you any penalties because he's distracted and he can't really defend himself. Does that sound fair? So if you roll a 1d20 and add your hand-to-hand to hit bonus, if you get 12 or higher, you grab his mask and remove it. Does that sound fair?
Looking at my bonuses, yes.
Okay. You fumble for his mask, but he hisses and tries to bite at you, and you're not able to get a good grip on it. Unfortunately, you don't get his mask. Last few actions of the round. Al.
I'm going to try and attack the same one that Bear did.
Okie doke. Any called shots?
He seems pretty distracted.
Al seems distracted.
Yeah. No, Bear. I mean, sorry, my target.
Yes. Well, yeah. People keep trying to stab him. I'd say that's pretty distracting.
You know what? I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to attack. I was wondering if I wanted to attack with both knives for dual weapon wielding or just sharp. I'm just going to attack with sharp.
Okay. So... Any particular target?
Sure. I'm going to go for his face too.
Okay. Double face stab.
All right. So, I don't think I can. You might just have to subtract 6 from this. Yeah. So it's a 23. So that's definitely enough to hit, I think.
Yeah, that is. Although he is going to desperately try to parry that. I mean, he has to roll a natural 20, but hey. Or, a 1. All right. Rolled it. Well, your damage is 16.
Yep.
Yeah, I rolled max damage.
Hit him at, we'll say forehead this time. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Your little knife, your little nondescript knife, slices down, hits him right in the forehead. You hear this horrible scream, another sizzle of blood, as this spider creature falls to the ground on top of his friend, writhing and clutching at its head, extremely distracted and very much in pain. Ellie,
I'm making a collection.
inside Patterson's house, Patterson grabs you by the shoulders. He says, I need your help. I can't cover it all. Do you want to take the main floor or the second floor?
I'll take the second floor.
Okay. Good luck.
You
If you
too.
need anything, just scream. And he pauses for a moment. He goes, wait. Whatever you do, don't look in the third closet door. I've been doing a lot of preparations with that.
Okay, I won't. You got it.
Okay. And do you scurry your way up to the second floor?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And next session, we'll see how that works out too. But Tom, you have two howling spider-like beings that Al just keeps stabbing in the head, writhing on the ground.
You said more testing, so I'm testing.
I know. You're such an asshole.
Well,
All right, what do you want to do, Tom?
it's the end of the round. I have one action left, and only Bear and Al have actions. So I'm just going to make 2 attacks. I'll just go for the main body this time.
Sure.
So
Now here's the thing: they're both distracted. This is almost a coup de grace. Like they're in so much pain, they can't take a defensive action, even if they want to try desperately parry. So really, roll a d20. Just don't roll a 1, and you'll hit and be able to do guaranteed max damage.
okay. Well, I'm gonna add my bonus if that's cool.
Yeah, sure, of course.
All right.
It does whatever
Ooh.
floats your boat.
All right. And then the other one. Bam!
All right, what's your max? Now, wait, is this going for the head or just their main body?
Just the main body.
Okay. All right.
So the max damage
what-
of that is 9 per.
9, so 18 damage. All right.
Yeah.
So you stab him in the chest, the top one, obviously. You stab this top spider-like thug in the stomach, and the other one in the chest. And it continues to give this horrible howl. It's making such a noise, like it's making your ears hurt, and like the backs of your teeth hurt. This is bordering on the not normal. It's starting to give you like a headache. And the weird thing is that this thing isn't freaking dying yet. It is howling away, and you got your swords in it, but it's not effing dead.
Okay.
Yet. Bear, in an attempt to stop the shrieking of the top spider-like creature, echoes what Tom does. And I'm going to just roll d20s and not get a 1, which he doesn't. And his max damage is 11, so 22. Once again, Spider, his blade's right next to your own. What? I disconnected?
What? No.
No?
No, I hear you.
Oh, well, that's weird. Okay, sorry. I got a Discord message and it very much confused me. That was from 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry. Anyway, Bear echoes your strikes and once again stabs at this creature in the chest and in the stomach, and finally, this thing begins to. Well, you don't know if it's dying or not, but what it is doing, it is twitching and vibrating like crazy, like so much that the swords that Tom and Bear have inside its body begin to deepen and get bigger as this entire thing shakes and convulses on top of it in this horrible epileptic-like shake. as the noise that it's making now from its mouth is just consume. It's like an air horn right in front of your face. All of you feel like this ringing in your ears, and by all of you, I mean Patrick, Lavin, Tom, and Al. I'm going to remind you at the beginning of next session, but you guys are going to have a -2 penalty to strike, parry, and dodge until this ringing in your ears subsides. It is just that friggin' loud. But that's Bear's action, and this thing is twitching underneath of him. Al.
So there's still one more. Yeah. So Al's going to Actually, no. Wait. Are there any others that are still look like a more of a danger, more of a threat?
Well, not that you can see anymore. You do know you heard noises on breaking noises on the right and roof of Patterson's house. But as far as dangerous ones go, well, you take a quick glance to the left side of the vehicle, and you see what looks like Patrick wrestling with one of them.
Got it. I'm going to trust that Bear and Tom have this covered to rush over to help Patrick.
Okay. Now, here's the option. You can either run around the building and take no penalty, and that'll be your action, or you can do some sort of athletic leap over top the car and land, and if you land properly with a proper skill check, you can do a quick action, like quick attack if you want.
What's the point of having acrobatics if I'm not going to use it? Am I right?
Sure.
So what would you work parallel bars or rings?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you know what? Yes. Work parallel bars or wings or rings to vault yourself over. Do it. Make it harder because these aren't parallel bars or rings. It is a car. Make it harder by 15. 15.
15. Got it. Yep. So.
Oh
okay.
Bro, what do you got? You succeed by 46.
Can't.
Yes.
Yeah.
You by 46. Yeah, you
regular
vault
Jackie
on
Chan.
over. Pardon me?
He's a regular Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Or he's a regular Jim Kata, if anyone knows that movie.
I don't know that
one. Anyways, you vault on over the vehicle, land squarely on your feet, right beside Patrick. Your legs astride the prone spider-like creature, with the one that's trying to tug him free right in front of you. What do you want to do?
I want to stab it in the back of the neck.
Well, it is facing towards you, like it's grabbing its buddy, and it's like pulling him back, so his chest is still towards you. So
I'm gonna stab him in the front of the neck.
Okay, you mean the throat?
Yes.
Okay, that's similar to a headshot. -6.
I stab him in the front of his back.
You mean his chest? Don't tell me what I do.
Don't tell me what I mean. I'll have to fix this macro later, but we'll just subtract 6 from whatever the roll is. So I rolled a natural 1. Yeah, and max damage.
Yeah, I'm not too sure with the macros because there's so many modifiers in there, but I'll trust you guys know what you're doing.
You can hover over it.
You can mouse over it and you'll see. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. It's not. Yeah, no, it's not that. It's not that. I know that. Yeah, I saw your 1. Okay, so you miss. You missed the front of his neck. And with that, in the midst of this chaos around Patterson's home, we will call this session for now. But we will resume as per usual next Sunday, this Sunday coming up, so in literally 2 days. So we hope you all who are watching now can join us in for the conclusion of this very bizarre melee.
Yeah. This is all real freaky deaky. We'll see you guys Sunday. Also, don't forget that we also have 3 Galaxies next Wednesday as well. But we're going to end the session. Bye.
Bye.